There's a party on the radio. Happer and Schaefer. Happer and Schaefer. Happer and wow, Schaefer. It's Connor and Mike. Yeah. Happer and Schaefer. Happer and Schaefer. Happer and wow, Schaefer. It's Connor and Mike.
All right, welcome in. Happy Friday. It's Happer and Schaefer here on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, the Zone Radio Network. Connor Happer alongside Mike Schaefer, Joey Warcola. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Look at this. Yacht Rock, 1620 The Zone. Are you going to go golfing today?
No.
Oh, is anybody going to go golfing today? Is it going to rain?
I think in the evening.
It
I
seems
think
like
you're
rain.
mostly okay until later in the day.
Okay.
Might just be a little overcast.
All right. Yeah, that looks accurate. AccuWeather from Mike Schaefer.
Well, I looked at it this morning before driving in.
Wow, look at all these clouds and raindrops and thunderstorms for the next week.
Yay.
In the entirety of the next week.
Get it out of the way.
So, but like what happens, I don't know. I don't know the systems and things like that. But what happens if usually after it rains for a period of time is like it cools off a little bit afterwards. We know what is after the next week.
Could it be a cool College World Series?
A cool World Series.
It could be.
That would be fun.
If I don't even know what I would
Highs
do.
of 78.
Actually, you know what? It's the day should be on here. So next Friday, the high is 84. Next Saturday, the high is 74.
Let's go.
If on the first Saturday of the College World Series, the high temperature was 74 degrees, I don't even know what I would do with myself.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd be probably jealous of Josh Peterson, who's going to be roaming the field for that game. And that's probably what would be my first thought, actually.
He might wear a windbreaker.
Might, yeah. Just a light jacket.
Yeah.
That's all he needs.
He'll be chilly.
Traipsing around the yard in his windbreaker.
Ever so
talking
comfortable.
About being cold while he's reading his book in between innings.
He would be talking about how hot it is because it's not the ideal running temperature, which is 52 or something like that, or 48.
Could be. Yeah, I would accept this. It'd be 74 on Saturday. That's when the Savannah Bananas are in Lincoln.
No, oh my God, I forgot about that.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'll be going to that next Saturday.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
That'll be a good time.
Are you a banana man?
I am not. It is my nephew's birthday. And so
Wow.
one of their birthdays was in May, the other one's in June. My brother just combined them together for one party at the Savannah Bananas. So
I cannot wait to see the content. There will be so much content.
Undoubtedly a lot of.
There's going to be so much content. I forgot that was even happening. So the Haymarket Park thing is next Friday.
Yeah. Yep. That's
Okay.
right.
All right.
That'll be next Friday, and then Saturday they're at Memorial Stadium.
I forgot about it, how it's almost banana time. I guess I've been so College World Series pilled that I forgot about the Savannah Bananas.
Well,
All right.
you haven't had to talk about bananas and bangers recently.
That is true. We
had our winner.
we were able to give away
They
our
took
prize.
a photo with Matt McMaster, who looked absolutely Bo Pelini-esque in that photo.
He did.
I've been meaning
Yes,
to
he
make
does.
fun of him for that.
He did.
Well, you have a
It's
crossover to
great
do
'cause
so.
he's wearing like the Nebraska quarter zip,
Mhm.
and he's got his like
Everything on his
mustache
body
with
is
his-
mismatched,
you know,
and
his 5 o'clock shadow, and he looked like a very angry Chicagoan.
Yeah.
Or Bo Pelini.
yeah. I mean, unfortunately, we have to put out the disclaimer that if you come into the office and you win something, and then you'll be asked by one of our social media people to take a picture with one of the hosts. There is no guarantee on what the host is going to look like, smell like.
We do not guarantee Matt's smell.
Nobody's. I'm not saying just Matt. I'm saying nobody. There's Like, you don't know what you're going to get if you're going to take a picture with one of us
I feel pretty good
in this office.
that if you come into the morning and you take a photo of Connor and I, or both Connor and I, or Joey, we will smell good.
I do too. I feel good about us.
Our shower to work ratio is almost immediate. Well, I can't. Maybe you shower the night before.
I do not.
I shower every morning before coming in.
Yes.
And then I am here.
I shower at the night.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So, but that's fine. You're not getting into anything.
No.
You know.
Absolutely.
Each of us are the
chances are you, from what I can tell, wear clean clothes every day.
Yes, I do.
If
you
someone
haven't picked your clothes up off the floor to do it.
If someone comes into our office, they are and sees us, they would find the people at 1620 The Zone who, like you said, have been nearest to a shower. They have showered most recently,
right?
Out of any of the
cannot speak for the shows that follow.
Now, some of that is just by circumstance,
Sure.
right? Some of that is just because we do
you
the
shower
show
in the morning and you start your work at 2 and someone drops by at 5. Like, that's just
that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. So I figure we put that disclaimer in there.
It's a good disclaimer.
If you ever come into the office, we're going to apologize in advance for how any of us may look or smell on any given day. I think when we go out into the public, we present ourselves pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, we could cover it up for 6 hours. But when
just
we're
imagine the world before StreamYard, it was covered up completely.
True. When you guys come into our house, though, I mean, I just don't know. I can't guarantee on what you're going to get. There's no guarantees there.
That's how I feel when people come to my literal house.
Right, exactly.
It's like there might be a facade that things are running smoothly and things would be organized. And then you walk into the area
open that
where
door.
the 2-year-old has just wrecked the entire main level.
Mm-hmm.
Toys everywhere, and no one has the energy to do anything about it.
You need to put traffic cones before you get there. Here is Jeff on the text line. Caught myself humming the Open yesterday. So, so much better than the way too long USC Open. I don't know. The USC Open is.
I like that one a lot.
It's
perfect.
It's iconic at this point.
Yeah.
People are saying iconic these days. That one's iconic. That is for sure.
Good reference to yesterday.
People are definitely saying iconic.
People forget. Welcome to the Friday show, ladies and gentlemen. We are just 1 week until the College World Series. Can you believe it? And we had great hockey last night. We have good basketball, I think, tonight.
Yep. Tonight.
I'm excited for this. I have nothing on my Friday. I can just watch the game.
Awesome. We have Super Regionals coming up this weekend. We will predict our Omaha 8 coming up later on in the show, and we will do so with confidence points.
Oh,
nice,
we get to assign
twist.
A 1, a 2. I'll skip ahead to a 7,
all the way to an 8,
and an 8,
all the way to an 8. That's right. So most confident, least confident this weekend. We'll see how it shakes out for both of us. We'll do that at 9 o'clock. Jake Sorensen will join us coming up at 9:20 today. I'll be hanging out with Jake this weekend, and we'll see what happens.
You gonna watch the Royals together?
We will not be watching the Royals together.
Oh, come on.
I can't imagine there's a scenario where we're going to have the accessibility to the Royals, to be honest with you.
Is there a scenario where Lanny at his wedding has multiple TVs set up to show super regionals around the country?
No, I don't know if this is going to be a TV situation.
It shouldn't be.
I don't think it will be, and I don't think I think once the Huskers are done,
okay.
Like, he loves the College World Series, but I think once the Huskers,
definitely loves the College World.
He's not going out of his way anymore.
Okay.
I don't think that's my guess, and he's certainly not going out of his way to appease any Royals fan. Like,
well,
he
I knew that wasn't going to be on the menu for you.
He's not a huge fan of the Royals, so I don't think we'll be watching the Royals together this weekend. And frankly, I'm okay with that. I haven't been watching the Royals anyway because they anger me.
I think they have a winning week going.
It'd be fun to
they
have.
Won yesterday.
It would be fun to have
one this week.
It'd be fun to have a Royals cam for Connor and Jake. Just watch them watching an actual game, just to see their reaction.
Nobody wants that. Maybe Jake, not me.
Probably Jake.
I don't think that Connor would have like visceral reactions watching many things with Jake and having watched the Royals with Jake in games. Like it's an April regular season game where no one should have any reaction.
Right.
He will have reaction.
If you are asking me to have commentary and juice up my reaction,
you can do it.
I could probably do it, but it's not me. Jake, that's him all the time. So we'll talk to him anyway today at 9:15, 9:20. That's our lineup today on the show. And our Friday bits, our Friday shout-outs. Get in your Friday shout-outs, ladies and gentlemen. That's coming up at 8:45 today. We'll actually give ourselves an opportunity to spread out on that a little bit today because we've had guests before in that spot. So we'll have a longer Friday shout-outs today. So get your Friday shout-outs in at Happer Schaefer, and or however else you want to get in touch with the show. Also, our City of the Day coming up in about 20 minutes or so. We head to the location where a super regional will be headed this weekend, Troy, Alabama.
Wonderful.
We're going to Troy. I wonder how Joey will do on the interstate conversation.
There's no interstate over there.
I don't know.
But if you want to get over there, I'll tell you what interstate you have to take.
Okay, good tease. Nice job.
Joey went to bed thinking about this. Some people count sheep. Other people think about their day. Joey's planning the drive to Troy, Alabama in his head moments before he falls asleep.
I think about
Yes, I do.
interstates. All right, so that is the setup for today's show. We want to hear from you all, 402-951-1620 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone Hotline. You can call or text that number. Once again, 402-951-1620. Send us a tweet on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed at @HappenSchafe, at Connor Happer, at Mike J. Schaefer. Their email in the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. Connor, Mike, or Joey at 1620thezone.com. Once again, that's the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. And we say good morning to our YouTube streamers today, like Debo, who says, hockey. What a start to both of these series. 3 bangers back to back to back. Absolutely. The NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup Finals have hit so far. 3 for 3. Will it continue tonight? Well, actually, 3 for 3 for some. For others, one of them is a living nightmare, and that's
Obviously.
Well, and then on
Obviously,
top of it, Joey did have a graphic of hockey. Did you know the hockey was good last night, or did you wake up and discover the hockey?
I discovered the hockey was good.
it's quite a discovery.
Yeah.
Maybe-
I made sure that Happer knew, but he was already hockeying before I had sent a text.
It's amazing. I don't know how it works like this every time, but for whatever reason, like I finally sit down to be able to have my me time, like whenever the third period starts.
Of basically
Of every Stanley Cup Finals game I've ever watched, I've only watched the third period.
it was about 9:10 when I finally, everyone else in the house had either gone to bed or had, I was on my own
Yeah.
at that point in time.
Great time.
I sit down, I put on the TV. I'm like, there's really nothing. I'm going to throw this hockey game on. It's 2-0 Vegas.
Kind
Carolina
of
scores.
yeah.
Almost immediate.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay, we got something here. And then
Here it
score
comes again.
And then I shoot you the text.
Here it
and
comes
you're like,
again.
I'm already hockeying. And then there's more scoring and almost scoring.
Mhm.
And then there's overtime.
And then they're scoring in overtime.
Yeah, it was excellent.
So much fun. And
So it was, I don't know. I mean, the pace of hockey is the pace of hockey. It just felt really fast last night. Like,
Carolina
boom,
is
boom, boom, boom.
Carolina is not like a place where you're like, oh man, they really get the crowds going, and
The crowd was good.
it was so loud.
It's great.
It came way across overtime. I was like, whoa, this is nuts. What just happened?
Something fell.
Something that was on the ground fell. That I don't know what that is exactly. It crashed behind Happer. I watched it fall.
Got so
If
excited.
his life was in danger,
Crap out of me.
I would have saved him, but it wasn't.
Why is this door right here? Oh, it goes over here. I don't know why it was back there. All right, continue on. Hockey crowds,
Well,
great.
so the crowd
Yelling and
was
screaming.
The crowd was fantastic. It was really loud after the first goal. The loudest it might have been was when there's a situation that I can't even begin to describe, but it ends with the goalie laying all out on his chest.
Yeah, the cover.
Yeah, they're checking to see if
The
there's
review.
interference, and it comes back and they determine there's not. Everything stands as it is. Carolina stops the scoring opportunity, and the crowd just explodes in noise. It was awesome.
So much fun. I love
Very, very much awesome.
like usually at that point it's a all or nothing situation for me. Like I want to watch until the end of the regulation of the hockey game, and then I'm like, all right, I don't know if I have enough to really commit to this thing and do overtime. I'm glad I did, because there was the guys on the intermission show who were just yelling at each other. Did you see those guys?
I had it on and I was like
They brought
doing
in
something else, and then you would hear the volume or the back and forth.
they brought
You
in
kind of turn and you're like, what is happening?
they brought in the ref guy, like the ref, the Mike Pereira of
Yeah.
hockey, and he, started explaining it to him. And then the other guy, the not PK Subban guy
Yeah.
on set, the bald guy, I don't know who he is. I apologize. I'm sure he's a legend or something like that. He was just screaming at him the entire time. But what about this? What about this? It was great. I love the intermission show.
Yeah.
And then obviously we got a result very quickly, pretty quickly in overtime.
It's just incredible energy out of that entire thing. And it's like I just happened to get very lucky to turn it on at the exact moment you'd want to turn it on.
Absolutely. Debo, thank you. He says it's Messier versus Dave Jackson. Yeah, very good.
Like Mark Messier?
I would assume so. That's the only Messier I know.
That's true. I don't know any other Messiers. That's probably why I exclaimed it. But he seems like he'd be very old.
It was tremendous. It was tremendous. I love the intermission show, and then obviously the game-winning goal in overtime was great as well. And once again, I find myself in a conundrum because I have a mild connection to both of these cities. I like Carolina sports, and I like Vegas sports obviously as well. Yeah, Tebow says Mark Messier, confirmed legend.
Wow, that's nuts. So I think I'm rooting for Carolina based on entirely just being swayed by that game last night.
Go Canes!
I'm rooting for and I think I was before.
So I went to that building a long time ago because it's pretty close to where my grandparents live, and we
They're not in Charlotte, right?
It was in Raleigh.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it's
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's in Raleigh.
Did not know that.
Yeah. So like we go in there and I think they had just got done hosting the All-Star game or something like that, or they had hosted the All-Star game in the spring. And so we wanted to like go in, and the team store was open and they had all of the jerseys from like the All-Star game, and I think I bought a Yarmer Yager one.
Oh.
It was like $3 or something like that. That building must have been named 700 different things over the last like 25 years. I think at the time that I went, it was the RBC Center. And now it is the Lenovo Center. It's right by where NC State plays.
Lenovo Center.
It's right by where NC State plays football. So NC State, it was the summer, and NC State was out there like practicing football. We're like, whoa, what are all these NC State football players doing right here? And then we just ignored them and went inside of the team store so I could buy my Yarmer Yager jersey, which I enjoyed quite a lot, actually.
There's some like incredible stat about him, and he's had at least like a teammate involved with the NHL finals for like decades.
That makes sense.
Because he played forever.
He's one of the connecting pieces of the league. Like
I'm trying to figure out where
I
saw that stat. It was sent to me in a text, and so now I need to find the actual text.
That makes a lot of sense. Anyway, the hockey is good. I recommend the hockey. I'm not going to tell you about the ins and outs of the hockey, but I liked it certainly last night, and it'll be good as we go on throughout the series. And the basketball may as well be good tonight. All right, off and rolling on this Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, get your Friday shout outs into the show. We have plenty of topics today as well. Husker football, Husker basketball, Big Ten coaches, video game talk. All of the scribes went to play video games yesterday, and the video game is different now. NBA Finals Game 2, multiple lists that we have to go through. Well, we don't have to, but we feel like going through on this Friday. We're back after this on 1620 The Zone. Look at that. We already got a couple Friday shout outs that are coming in. We'll try and save those and set them aside. That's from Wes and Josh from Omaha. Thank you for sending in your Friday shout outs. We will
shout out Wes and Josh for sending in your Friday.
Yeah, that's
Wonderful.
right. Shout out to you guys. Are there, I don't know why I just thought of this. Probably because I said the word Josh and then I thought of movies.
Oh.
Is there a big movie coming out this weekend or something? Is there buzz about a movie?
I mean, I don't know of anything.
I feel like we're in a movie buzz time.
It feels a little early. Isn't it normally July when there's Scary Movie comes out?
I know the Masters of the Universe is
What?
in theaters.
What is that thing that Josh Peterson was talking about?
And I know Peter Krenzer was in line for 3 hours
Yeah. Peter's a big movie guy.
He tweeted something the other day.
Josh says IMAX tickets for the opening night screening of the Odyssey.
Yeah, Odyssey.
Yeah, it's the next Christopher Nolan movie, and I think that's July.
Okay. All right. So there you go. It's not a big movie weekend. What?
We're also getting Toy Story 5 as well, I think this month.
Later, yeah. That sounds right. July 17th. Yeah, it's always
wow.
It's always a little later in
He's
July.
got movie tickets for July 17th.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a big part of his life. He was talking to me about this the other day.
That's crazy. Barbenheimer, the famous Barbenheimer weekend was July 21 to 23.
That tracks. That's right.
2023. All right. So we still have like a month until
I still haven't
movie
seen
time.
Oppenheimer. I've seen Barbie.
I haven't either.
Never
And
saw-
I love
Never
Barbie.
saw Oppenheimer. Yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
I've actually watched Barbie like 3 or 4 times.
Really?
I watched
Wow.
it on a plane at least once.
It'd be a good plane movie.
It's a great plane movie. I also really enjoy watching Moneyball on a plane.
If there's nothing else, I sometimes just default to Clueless. So
Good one.
I've watched that on a plane multiple times.
Good one. Let's see. Dilo says Disclosure Day is a Spielberg movie that's coming out right now. Masters of the Universe. There are 2 very good horror movies out right now. I don't know. Yeah, I think the Josh Peterson tweet clears it up. Like this is what was going on. I didn't know what we were trending toward this summer in terms of the movie releases. We had the Barbenheimer. We had the Top Gun 2 summer. I don't know what we had last year, but or 2 years ago.
There used to be a point in my life where this would have been a big, I would be going to these movies or planning things around these movies. That time has since passed.
Did you see this? Did you hear about this? Nebraska basketball is going to be playing a real life opponent that breathes and lives and that could even be good Saturday, December 12th at the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City. That is right,
You
folks.
of Nebraska's non-con. Again, why do people think that I don't like Nebraska? I don't know where it comes from. All I do is say nice things.
I'm just doing it to trigger you at this point.
No,
I think it's working.
Well, when we were talking about this, I think I'd even mentioned Missouri.
For the record, I think their schedule is fine, as I've said many times
their
before.
schedule is basically very equivalent to what it was last year. Boise State swapped in for, Oklahoma. This is a non-con game though in Kansas City. I think they wanted a home and home. Like I just
Sounds like they're still trying to get a home and home.
So I don't know why they're struggling with that, other than the dates maybe just aren't lining up with the type of team that they're looking for.
Yeah, it's interesting. My theory on that is that it's just a little late in the process at this point, and there's probably just not very many dates that line up. So they have a couple exhibition games that are, that they're going to play some quality teams for, and then this in Kansas City is, I think it's great. Like you see this trend of teams playing non-con games on neutral sites that make it either easily accessible for fans to travel to. In this case, Kansas City. Obviously, it's both good for Nebraska and for Missouri. First time that they've played each other since the old Big 12 days, by the way. And
it's to be like the winter of 2010.
So Missouri's playing 2 former Big 12 foes at Kansas City because they're going to be playing Kansas there as well.
They're playing Kansas there, and then they always play Illinois and St. Louis every year. So
that's true. There
is that part too. When this came out and it said that Nebraska was like, the headline that I saw was Nebraska's playing Missouri in a neutral site game. the first city I thought of was St. Louis. I just thought that
Oh.
they were going to end up in St. Louis, but it's good that they're going to Kansas City. Obviously, a lot better for Nebraska. The other reason that teams might do this, we've seen a significant trend recently, is for television. We do not know television on this yet. I don't know if it has a broadcast partner or who would have the rights to it, given it's a neutral site game between an SEC team and a Big Ten team. But they'll figure that out later. So this is really cool. I think SEC should be pretty good. I'm sorry, SEC. Missouri should be pretty good in the SEC this year. Dennis Gates is their coach. He's the brother of former Nebraska assistant Armand, who was spraying hand sanitizer on his hands and during COVID in 2020. It's the first thing I think of. But they've been
Armand's with him now, right?
I believe he is an assistant there. Yeah. 20-13 last year, Missouri went, and they have now gone to NCAA tournaments in back-to-back years. 3 out of the last 4 years for Missouri, and Missouri will show up and has shown up in several preseason top 25 polls.
Yeah, they just did an early top 25. ESPN just reran another one after Kentucky had all of their success. Nebraska remains in it. There's still enthusiasm for what the Huskers have going.
Get ready for more of these types of things. Like Nebraska, I think, has done a really cool thing with Sioux Falls and doing that. Like, the best thing about doing the Sioux Falls thing is they do it every year now.
Yeah.
So now it's just a pilgrimage every year. I think that's really, really great.
I cannot stress to people enough that if you want just a cool place to go watch Nebraska basketball, that arena is so unique, and the noise in there is going to be so different. It's like going to a super packed high school gym in 1975.
Yeah.
And
does it smell weird?
There's definitely like a different aroma.
There's a musk?
It's unique because there's like the actual floor, and then it's like almost feels like a convention-esque center around it where they have their practice court and they have this other stuff. But yeah, it's just when you're there, the environment of it and the noise level of it is such a throwback. And it's small. Like, it's easy enough drive if you're going from Omaha or Lincoln. I like I said, I can't recommend that enough.
I like places that have clocks. I
Giant
love the clocks.
Clock.
Automatically, if you have a clock,
We're talking big clocks.
Big.
And we're not talking
non-digital.
digital clocks. We're talking analog clocks.
Yeah.
If you have a clock and you're a sports facility, you have an analog clock with arms, I am in automatically.
No, it's great
on what you're trying to be. So I think that's good. And like I said, the biggest part about it is they've done it, consistently. And so, I wonder, this is the trend now in college basketball. You're just going to see a lot of games that pop up. Either either if they're one-offs or if they show up in a multi-year deal
games for them, with Providence and with Missouri, and now Boise State and now Missouri. So sort of interesting.
It's a shame in one way because these games are being taken away from home buildings, but
at least they're happening.
At least they're happening. Exactly. So yeah, if you want a chance to see the Huskers in a unique environment, you can either go to Sioux Falls, Kansas City, or Mohegan Sun.
I have looked into that.
It's interesting. Yeah, you were immediately excited about the Mohegan Sun thing.
You could fly into Philly. At one point when I was looking at it, it was like a $252 round trip to Philly to get in on Saturday and fly out either late Sunday or early Monday morning. I can't remember which.
Right.
And I was like kicking this thing around. Fly in on Friday and leave, late Sunday. Because the way I was doing it, I'd be back for the show. I wouldn't have missed any show time at that point. But I don't think I can pull the trigger.
Nah. It'd be so unique. There'd be like 40 Husker fans there.
I want to do it. It's just selling it to other members of my household is, hey, we should do this.
Maybe this is the next new challenge. They need to put games in places that are increasingly difficult to reach for Nebraska fans and just see what they can do. Because this
neutral
is
site game for Nebraska and New Brunswick.
The neutral site game in November at Mohegan Sun against Providence.
Yeah.
That What are we doing here?
A friend of mine who's in the Brooklyn area, now he's just in New Jersey and still claims he's in Brooklyn, but he's like, you're really gonna go to there in November?
Uncasville?
Like, you're not gonna enjoy any aspect of any part of when it is worth going. It is not November. He's like, I might not even drive down for it.
Sometimes those are the most enjoyable.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But
I've
this
never
might-
been to that area of the country.
This might be the lowest attended like neutral site Husker game hasn't been in Hawaii.
I'm still sad there's like a week in between this game and the Rutgers game.
I
If
know.
it was a little closer in time, it could have been perfect.
Text
Or if you did a Friday night Rutgers, Nebraska, followed by Saturday Nebraska.
I know.
basketball.
I wish they could have paired it along with that. Then you would have something.
Oh, you'd have had a mass migration of people.
Text from the 515. Yes, Schaefer, but is there a canal there? Talking about Sioux Falls. I don't believe
Yeah, they have.
there is falls.
They have some water that runs through their downtown. I wouldn't
Yes.
suggest jumping in that either.
No, you might be in big trouble. There's literal rapids.
Not a good idea.
Yeah.
Not a great idea.
Don't do that. Also, I saw this, speaking of basketball yesterday, one of the aggregator accounts did a top 60 returning players in college basketball for the 26-27 season.
Ooh.
Okay. So I don't know.
Big game boomer.
No, I don't know where that guy went. These lists are made to trigger people, but here's what it says. Number 1, Jeremy Fears. Number 2, Thomas Hoff from Florida.
Okay.
Number 3, Tyler Tanner from Vanderbilt, misser of half-court shots. JT Toppin from Texas Tech. Alex Condit of Florida. Braden Huff of Gonzaga. Price Sanford of Nebraska. Number 7.
Feels really high.
Number 7
Like,
is nuts. Number 7, and look at who he's in front of. Momchilovich for Kentucky, and like Krivas from Arizona, Chen Yulu from Florida, like Flory Badinga from Louisville, Silas Demery from UConn. Like I
like Bryce Sanford. That's high.
He's not better than any of the 4 players
I'm
behind
not
him.
under any illusion that, if you're telling me a guy's a top 10 player in college basketball, my expectation is that he's an All-American.
Yeah.
And, a fringe candidate for player of the year. And I'm not giving enough idea that there's more for him. I don't know how there could be.
I think he is so valuable for Nebraska and is certainly their best player, but it's just hard to extract him from it and be like, oh, he's like a top 10 player in the country. He might be like a top 10 most efficient player in the country. Like he might be, if you really dated it out.
I'm just trying to think of what I would even need to see from him that would allow my brain to because clearly you would have to grow and be better. And obviously you can hit more shots from outside, but a lot of it would be, okay, he's going to have to add more of an element of getting downhill and attacking and getting to the free throw line and these other things.
Yeah.
The seventh best player in college basketball
it's a tough sell for me.
Feels about 15 spots higher than I would have ever guessed him being on a list.
It's also a very tough sell to have Jeremy Fears at number 1.
Yeah, I was just going to ignore that.
That probably is a pretty good hint that the list is ignorable in the first place.
That's kind of, when you said that, I was like, okay, you don't have to put a whole.
I should have just skipped number 1. It's tough list, but there you go.
Another one you said where he was behind Jeremy Fears, and it's like, really? I think it was JT Toppin. It's like, if that guy's healthy, he's as good as anybody.
I mean, yeah, these are the best, some of the best players in the
And Bryce
country.
Sanford.
And then there's Bryce Sanford in there, who is.
And I love Bryce Sanford. I just don't know that I'm ready to believe that he's an All-American.
Yeah. I don't know what the next level is for him. That's kind of a fascinating conversation in and of itself, and something that we could do this summer. But yes, there's been a little bit of basketball talk this week, which has been good. Nebraska and Missouri on December 12th in Kansas City. Ticket information, if you're interested, will be announced in July, while tip-off time and broadcast information will be announced at a later date. December 12th is a Saturday, by the way, which is good. So take the trek down I-29, Kansas City for lunch, and maybe you get a basketball game on the side. We'll take a break. Our City of the Day is coming up next on 1620 The Zone.
We learned this city. We learned this city on Happer. Schaefer learned this city. We learned this city on Happer.
All right, our city of the day. We knew we were going to go to one of the super regional host sites this weekend, and there was one that stood out all amongst the rest. That is the most random one of all. How did Troy get to host a super regional? Well, they got to play Little Rock, who was a 4 seed and won their regional on the other side. And so a regional heads to Troy, a super regional heads to Troy, Alabama. Why is Troy named Troy? Well, we go to alabamanewscenter.com. The Alabama town was first called Troy on October 9th, 1838, in a deed recorded by Luke R. Simmons, a Pike County state representative in the Alabama legislature. According to some reports, Simmons, a native of North Carolina, named the town in honor of Alexander Troy, a former attorney general in North Carolina. Colonel Daniel S. Troy, the son-in-law of Alabama's governor at the time, was Alexander Troy's son. Others say the name was suggested by a man from Troy, New York, because it is easier to pronounce and spell than the town's previous names, which were Zebulon and Centerville. The land on which Troy stands was once part of Creek Indian Territory and was known as Deer Standstill. The first settlers came to the area in the early 1830s. In 1838, John Hanchy and John Coscree, the owners of Deer Stand Hill, were responsible for moving the county seat to their property, and Troy was founded. But there is still debate to this day. Actually, there's probably not debate. Nobody actually cares anymore, but there is still some, gray area about the facts. Why is the city named Troy, and who is it named after? Maybe we will never know. Troy is the county seat of Pike County, Alabama.
Let's go Pike.
Formally incorporated on February 4th, 1843. It is in the southeastern portion of the state of Alabama. Really more south central, I suppose. It is just a short trip out of Montgomery, not too far away. Just so it's south of Montgomery, just where you can place it geographically on a map. Speaking of placing things geographically on a map, Joey, give me some roads.
Well, there's no interstates running through the city.
No,
but it's surrounded by 65, 85, and then Florida's got I-10.
Yep.
So if you want to travel over there, that's probably one of the interstates that you're going to take to.
In order to get
over there,
you'd probably, like, if you were going anywhere north, you would just go up to Montgomery and then you would just split out from there, because there's interstate options that go through Montgomery. But you could take 65 down to Mobile, and then all of a sudden you could just hook up with 10 down. You can get to New Orleans from there, and then the Florida Panhandles.
Look at you knowing your interstate.
I'm
routes.
literally looking at it right now. I'm just walking people through it.
Joey wanted to give you so much credit.
I'm sorry, Joey. Although I have been in this area of the country relatively recently when I went to the Florida Panhandle.
I've just never been to that area. I've been to Tampa, Florida, but I've just not been into that part of the country.
Your vision of it, of like, there's really just nothing going on here, and it's kind of just like back road, that type of deal. That, in my experience, is accurate of this area of the
I will
country.
take your word.
Interestingly, I have been to North Alabama and I have been to the Gulf Shores, but I have not been to this corner of Alabama. Thinking about it,
it's only about a 3-hour drive to Atlanta. So that's a pretty reasonable deal. And like we said, they're not very far away from the Gulf Coast as well. Schaefer, give me the 30-second ChatGPT Al rundown.
Troy, Alabama, population around 20,000, is best known as the home of Troy University and its nationally recognized Trojans athletic program.
Nationally recognized.
I called that the question a little
Getting
bit.
blasted by Nebraska in the NCAA tournament.
Also couldn't stop DeJon Gomes. No, not DeJon Gomes. DeJuan Gross. DeJuan Gross had multiple punt returns.
But did
them.
get their revenge later.
Well,
against Andrew Bunchy.
Against Andrew Bunch, who was last in my quarterback tiers.
Yep.
Anyways,
Same.
founded in 1838, the city grew as a cotton and agricultural center and remains surrounded by some of the country's most productive peanut farmland.
Oh.
Today, education is the backbone of the local economy, giving Troy the feel of a classic Southern college town. Small in size, but big on school pride, it's one of Alabama's most recognizable university communities.
I always like to look at it's pretty obvious what the climate is, but has there been any major storms that have
when's their last snow event?
Well, okay, so this is sort of interesting. The most recent hurricanes, the big hurricanes, have affected the ones that hit the Gulf area have certainly affected Troy and got up that far. Not probably as intense as they were in some coastal towns, but here's what it says on the Wikipedia page. The late winter occasionally brings very small sleet/snow showers with significant snowstorm happening rarely. Deep winter is occasionally accompanied by a tornado touching down in the county. The last deep winter tornado touched down in the county on Christmas Day of 2012. The last two big snow events to affect Troy were a part of the 2010 Southern Snow Event and the 1993 Storm of the Century. So those are basically the last couple times that it snowed in any significant manner. Wow. 2010 and 1993.
What does the Troy football stadium look like?
Yeah, this is
pretty small.
This is what City of the Day is for, I suppose. Here are some things that happen in Troy. Troy Fest.
Okay.
That's not
Do
just
they
a
bring
thing.
in Troy Aikman for Troy Fest?
That's not just a thing where a bunch of dudes named Troy get together and they're like, "Hi, I'm Troy." No, that's not like Josh Fest. Originally called the Jean Lake Memorial Art Show, the art festival started in 1982 and has been an annual attraction since. Named for Jean Lake, a popular Southern artist who was from Troy, the festival is held in the downtown square of Troy yearly, combining local art shows and showcasing the region's best artists. In 2001, Troy Fest was named Official Year of Alabama Art Event. Today, the festival continues to be recognized as a top emerging art show by many art show review publications and is a top 10 event by the Alabama Bureau of Travel and Tourism. Not bad. This might be Troy's thing.
Yeah, that's why I wondered if they bring in Troy. They just get a different famous Troy every year to be the Troy.
Troy has Troy Fest.
Yeah.
Guy named Troy. That's it. Not many people on the famous people section, at least that I had heard of. And there's really not a whole lot of famous folks who ended up being major professional athletes from Troy University either.
So nobody even worth mentioning?
DeMarcus Ware.
Okay. That's one worth mentioning.
Tim Hudson? Is this
pitcher?
true? Yeah, that would be the pitcher, yes.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's look at the baseball section of this now. Troy baseball players / alumni. This is actually football. Yeah, so you had DeMarcus Ware, O.C. Umenyiora. I feel like we did this when they played each other when Nebraska played Troy in the NCAA tournament. So that was the football one.
One of the political figures of note would be John Lewis, who's a major part of the civil rights movement.
Okay.
When he passed, it was a huge event because he was so linked with Martin Luther King and all of those people.
Troy, Alabama, ladies and gentlemen, that is our city of the day. And yes, that city will host a super regional. Hopefully it doesn't interfere with Troy Fest, which I don't know when that is. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back 7:00 hour after this on 1620 The Zone. All right, welcome back. 7 o'clock hour of Happer and Schaefer here on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer, Mike Schaefer with you. Got a couple Friday shout-outs in already, collected and set aside. So get those in. We will unload the Friday shout-outs. We'll have a lot of time to do so coming up at about 8:45. Today, Jake Sorensen will join us in the 9 o'clock hour. We'll predict our Omaha 8 Super Regionals. Chances are there will still be one or two teams left to be decided on Monday when we get back in, as there's some region supers that start Saturday, Sunday, go into Monday. But for the most part, we will have 6 or 7 of the Omaha 8, potentially all 8, going when we come back next week. So
I haven't even looked at what the setup is. How many of them go off today?
4 and 4.
4 and 4.
4 and 4.
Which 4?
The left side of the bracket.
All right.
All 4 of them going off today. So that would be the West Virginia one. That would be the North Carolina one, the Auburn one, and the Troy one. All
Correct.
playing today. What time's the first game?
First game, 11 a.m.
What?
on ESPN2, West Virginia, Cal Poly.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because everybody was mad on behalf of Cal Poly because they're playing, at at noon Eastern, which is 9 a.m. West Coast time, and first game.
They could have showed up Wednesday afternoon.
I agree
Be
completely.
completely fine.
Everyone was like complaining on behalf of Cal Poly. I'm like, once again, I don't think Cal Poly cares. Like, Cal Poly is in a super regional. They just took down the number 1 team in the country that has been the number 1 team in the country all year long. I think if you sent them to literally anywhere on planet Earth and tell them to play whatever time for a championship, they'll be like, sure. That sounds like a great idea to me.
I'm a little surprised North Carolina USC is not the big 7 o'clock game. Like, that's the better game between Auburn, Ole Miss, and North Carolina USC. I would have taken North Carolina USC.
SEC. You got to do it.
You got to do it, apparently.
Big Ten ACC doesn't get the people going.
I think North Carolina USC is going 3 for sure.
Neither what conference is Little Rock in?
Probably the Southland or
Southland's a good guess.
Because Troy's in the Fun Belt, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Southland, or could they be potentially in the OVC?
The Ohio Valley?
It's probably not far north. Well, I guess geography doesn't really matter all that much. What conference is Little Rock in?
They are in the OVC.
Oh,
look at that. Who is all in the OVC now?
Oh boy, here we go. We're sidetracked. It's over. OVC baseball standings. The Ohio Valley Conference, Southern Illinois, Edwardsville, Eastern Illinois, Southeast Missouri, Little Rock, Morehead State, Lindenwood, UT Martin, Southern Indiana, Western Illinois, and Tennessee Tech. Wow. If you would have asked me who's in the OVC, I don't know what it looks like for baseball. This is our basketball. This is their baseball standings. I don't think I would have been able to name one single team.
Well, yeah, the one that I was most convinced, like Austin P, they're not in it anymore. Like the Tennessee schools that used to be in it aren't, but UT Martin still is. Had no idea Lindenwood is in the Ohio Valley Conference. Tennessee Tech, I guess, is still in there. So I would have. Western Illinois being in the OVC is news to me as well.
There are some affiliate members as well. Liberty is in it for men's soccer.
Look at that.
Which is kind of interesting. And then you, of course, have your former full members, all of the Tennessee, the smaller Tennessee schools and all the smaller Kentucky schools. Murray State, Mid-Tennessee State, Western Kentucky, Samford used to be in there. Evansville was in there for a period of time. I'm looking right now. East Tennessee State, Belmont, Austin P. There was an Akron moment, and there was a Youngstown State moment, which is sort of interesting. Those go back several years. So now you have been updated on your who's in the Ohio Valley Conference, or who has been in the Ohio Valley Conference. By the way, just got another shout out. I gotta save this one from John. We'll do that a little bit later on in the show. Is regarding a certain game that is taken over taking over the nation.
They were talking about a variety of those games on air yesterday.
Who?
And, John and Josh. I assume it came from John Bishop.
No, this is from John on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. I thought you were talking about John Bishop, talking about the he's been very distracted by 82-0,
Really?
20-0, and then 162-0.
No kidding. John
Yeah, he's been
Bishop seems
distracted.
like the kind of person who would be railing against these games.
No, he loves it.
Interesting.
He's like, I lost. He's like, the NBA one, I got so addicted to it, and then I had to get to 82-0 before I could stop playing it.
That's so funny because I discovered this like all within about a 25-minute period. I discovered this, did it a whole bunch, like did it for 25 minutes straight. And then like I haven't done it. Like I don't feel the pull to do it.
Used it since the day that I was doing it between breaks or whatever. And then I was told there was a football one and a baseball one. And instead of being like intrigued by it, I was immediately like, yeah, we've done it. Something was interesting for a brief moment.
I think we're in the same spot.
Yeah.
I'm kind of over it.
It's spicy pickle vodka is what it is.
That might be the
far.
that might be the fastest, one of those games that has come up and run its course for me, at least already. I don't know what some other finalists would be in that category. I got into Wordle for maybe a week. I got into
Wordle. I did for a long time. Immaculate Grid. I did for a long time.
Immaculate Grid. I did for a few days. The GeoGuessr or the Sports Guesser, whatever. I did for, I don't know, on and off for probably 2 weeks.
Yeah, I like that one. If I remember to do it, just throw it in, whatever.
Yep.
But no, Immaculate Grid and Wordle I did for a long, because like I had a group text that you would just go back and forth on how, everyone would submit and you'd go from there. But this was just immediately done with it. I am intrigued by the 20-0 and 162-0 to consider it, but I also just at this point, it'll go away by next week.
I watched one last night. It was John Gruden doing 20-0, and I was captivated. He's a captivating person.
Just how his like speech pattern
100%.
And he holds your attention.
He really does.
In a way that doesn't even make sense.
You just don't know. You don't really know what he's going to say next. I watched John Gruden do a whole 20-0, and he was dismayed when he went 14-6.
I feel like in some ways they have very different voices. They often are going to make different points. I feel like there's this weird kinship between Steve Sipple and John Gruden that I can't explain.
Yeah, I can see it.
It's the sort of the pacing of how they talk, the way they talk, the excitable energy that when they're excited, when they're clearly annoyed and they're clearly annoyed. There's something about it.
I think their brains work in similar ways.
I wonder if Sipple would appreciate that.
I think he probably would. I bet he loves Gruden, actually. I bet he loves Gruden.
Yeah.
Right?
I know he's on air right now.
Do you love John Gruden?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let's both do it at the same time. And then we'll text Jake too and see if he can pass along the message. Do you love John Gruden? Send. All right. We'll look forward to when he gets back. Somebody go look at their show and see him look at his phone. It'd be kind of funny. Anyway,
see if we can find the Twitter stream of that going on.
All right, we are rolling on into the 7:00 hour here on a Friday. Glad you're with us. Matt Rhule was on the radio last night. What? Did you see him look at his phone?
He just grabbed his glasses. He's looking at his phone. He might be looking at it right now.
Oh boy.
Have we discovered a new thing?
Okay, this is a great bit. This is very
I have
exciting.
no idea what they're saying. I have no clue.
Is there closed captions on there or anything like that? No,
Did I just get a response? I tend towards that.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't get anything back from him. So he just figured probably it's best if he only texts back one of us.
Probably. I cannot imagine the confusion level right now.
Okay, well, actually, I have received a text back. It just says Connor. Like he's scolding me. All right.
Incredible.
Yeah, we found a good one. All right, let's put a pin in that one. just to remember that to text Sipple the same thing at the same time during his show to see his
We
reaction.
can't do it very often, but
We
when
need
do,
we need to go back and clip the reaction.
Yeah.
Actually.
it's great because you see him grab his glasses, put them on. He's getting his phone. Someone else is talking, but the camera's centered on him.
Just fantastic. Text from the 515. We need fake Sipple giving his take on John Gruden. God, we need to have Sipple on in order to do a fake Sipple. If we have Sipple on, which I don't know that we will, just because our show's kind of overlap.
Well, it'd have to be in the 9 o'clock hour
Right.
where we don't have a guest, which is currently no time.
Zero time.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Special occasion, we'll get Sipple on and we'll do a fake Sipple. You have my word on that one. Matt Rhule went on the radio yesterday. Did you know this?
I did
Dana
not.
Holgerson, did
Actually,
you know
no, I
this?
didn't know this at all.
No, I haven't seen that.
So here are some of the things he said. Sam McEwen, thank you from the World Herald for aggregating some of this information, because I certainly did not listen to it. I was interested by one of these quotes, and it sort of brought an idea to my mind, and I wanted to bounce it off you. Talking about his staff. Well, I'll read you this entire quote. He says, "This is a group that doesn't complain and doesn't shy away from work," Rhule said during his monthly appearance on the Huskers radio network. "Playing in the Big Ten is a challenge. You travel all around the country. You play great teams. So to get there, you have to work and you have to grind together. They never shied away from that. They're competitive. You put the football down and they'll play all day. That's the fun part, because I've given my life to football. Rob Orich and Phil Snow and Jeep Wade and Dana Holgerson, we've given our lives to football. We want to be around young people. We might not watch the same shows. We might not listen to the same music. We might not wear the same clothes, but we have one major thing in common." So he, as usual, sort of a word salad there from Matt Rhule. It's kind of a lot of different things thrown into a big bowl, but it sort of brought up the idea for me about his staff. And I was listening to Unsportsmanlike Conduct yesterday, and there was some discussion on, about the idea that if he had gotten the staff right, or did he have the staff right at first, or does he have the staff right now? And I sort of just wonder, like, the impetus of all of this. What is he looking for? What did he feel that he specifically needed in the offseason, as far as not only people to hire, but personalities, and what did he want out of them in particular? And I wonder if you, Schaefer, could see any of the differences between the guys that he has in his building right now and the guys that were there before, and tangibly what that sort of means.
Well, I mean, the most obvious is that there's just a larger wealth of experience with the current staff. I mean, whether it's the fact that you have Dana Holgerson with all of his time in football, or even just someone like Corey Brown, where he's a lot more veteran of a coach than when Terrence Knighton arrived as your defensive line coach. Jeep Wade has been in the coaching much longer than Donovan Rhule has ever been not a head coach. He'll never be a head coach of any level.
Okay, jeez.
Well,
He probably will be.
I don't even mean that as an insult. It's
Yeah.
just not how he's wired. Then, Donovan Rhule has ever been an offensive line coach. So Lonnie Teasley, again, has a ton of experience. Roy Manning, a ton of experience relative to a lot of the people that he started with. And what he said last year when Mike Eckler was brought in, and I think this is sort of what he's saying, but he was much more efficient with the words he used when he was getting to this point. He wants guys that can teach football. Like, that's a big part for him.
Yeah.
And so when he's talking about Rob Orich and Dana Holgerson and himself giving themselves to football, what he's saying is that the people that this is their life. It's not like they're not in coaching for themselves. They're not in coaching for the celebrity of it. They're not in coaching because it seems like something cool to do. They would be coaching some level of football, whether it was college or not.
Right.
I think Matt Rhule's been very clear on that for over the last year or so. That was the thing that he
that definitely
loved
started
about
to come up a lot more with Eckler
and with Phil Snow. Like, when those two guys were brought in, he would talk about their ability to teach the game of football and how they can, show people and not just tell them what they need to do. And he clearly respected and valued that a lot.
He has certainly decided that is the type of coach he wants.
Which is interesting, because previously it felt like the type of coach that he aspired to because of the success that he had Temple and at Baylor were younger, hungrier, first break opportunity guys that are going to work their ass off. They're going to be the first in, last out, which is hard to do when they're all doing it.
There's a crossover there. I mean, I think Orich, while he lacks on the experience, is certainly high on the.
Well, and then Rob Dvorak is
stuff.
now going to be 4 years into that.
Mhm.
And even though the recruiting hasn't gone great, and last year's linebacker play was up and down, I still think that guy is going to be
I think he's pretty good
long time coach in football. And then like I said, you combine that with a lot of experience. Dakiel Shorts has a lot of experience now. He's been a power conference coach for a while. So that's Glenn Thomas has a lot of experience relative to where they were at with the first iteration. So I think he's really kind of turned towards finding guys with more experience and giving people their first opportunity, which is really what he did with that first staff. There's
the adage, right, that you don't get your staff right until the second time or the third time or whatever it is. And I think some of the, and I don't know if this is the best way to go about it, or the best sort of, process for Rhule. But I think some of the people that he has had in his program who have left, I think he has allowed some of those people to affect decisions on who to bring in going forward. I think in a lot of cases he's gone opposite, or he's looked for opposite in a couple of different spots, and it didn't necessarily treat him all that well when you went from Tony White to John Butler,
which a guy that had a lot of experience, but not as a coordinator.
Yeah. And they thought for as much as he's been thrown under the bus since the season has ended, or at the end of the season, and as the season has ended, they thought that was going to work at first.
And at times it did, but when you also are doing it without a defensive line, that's hard. There's not.
Admittedly, yeah.
You can take any great defensive coordinator and be like, all right, make this work where you have a defensive line that isn't getting stops and can't slow down offensive linemen from getting to the second level. By the way, your defensive backs will miss a run fit 4 times a game. You never know when, and it could be real crippling, but that's going to happen. And that's not to say that John Butler didn't have his own issues or whatever else, or that they didn't make the right decision to move on from him to go get somebody else. I don't want any kind of this isn't pining for him to still be here.
Definitely not. No. But there were some reasons why it didn't.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
it was never going to.
Some of it to me, and this is one of the things that I appreciate about Matt Rhule relative to, say, maybe some of the guys that have been in the role at Nebraska before him, is that when he has recognized that it is not working, he has a relatively quick hook. He didn't allow for a second season of the John Butler and Terry Braden, or even with the Marcus Satterfield. They wanted to make that move earlier than it happened, and it just didn't.
Couldn't get Dana going.
And so, I will give Matt Rhule credit when he says he will do whatever he has to do to be successful at Nebraska. I think you take that as truth, because he is willing to make changes in ways that previous coaches might be like, all right, I want to see more evidence of this.
But is that a good thing?
I think it is, because he's at least cycling till they can find something that works. I mean, if Rob Orich is a success, and it's definitely, and if Jeep Wade is a success and your team is better because of it, then yes, that's clearly going to, if it doesn't work, then you have to continue to evaluate. You keep switching out all the pieces. Why is it not working?
Right.
Then it becomes more of there's a glaring sign. Hey, it's not everything else. It's systemic to you.
So I think Matthew does a good job here of getting to, a crux of a question that I have. He writes it on YouTube. He says, I think that Rhule is spitballing when hiring assistants, just hoping they will stick. It hasn't happened yet. The ones that have shown promise have left. So does he know where he wants to go with staff, or does he just know that he doesn't want to go in the direction that it was going? You know what I mean? Those are two different things. And
obviously there's no way for us to answer that.
I know.
I don't know that there's a way for him to answer that.
But I do think it gives you a hint on knowing the sort of direction of the program. And we talked about identity and all these different things over the last, few days. Like that gives you a hint. If he has an identity, if he has a vision of where he wants the program to go, he can then adjust and twist the staff to match that. And so I don't know that he has answers to either at the moment. And it does at times feel like just kind of throwing stuff up against a wall and seeing if it sticks, which is not I don't think that is super uncommon practice. And I don't think that necessarily means that you're doomed. I just want to see, I want to see a path that gets cleared out for him and walk down it. You know what I mean? Like, and we just have failed to get there. I think.
I do think that if you look at a lot of these hires, and especially the big ones, he went out and he got Mike Eckler because Mike Eckler was the guy that ultimately through the interview process, he felt like was going to be able to most quickly bring what he wanted at special teams. And he wanted to put more of an emphasis on that. He went out and got Jeep Wade because he clearly wanted something different with offensive line play and values what Jeep Wade brings in the running game. Immediately makes him run game coordinator. They have switched how they are. Their literal blocking scheme is changing. Like, so he is willing, and that doesn't just happen because you're just throwing it against the wall. Like, that's a conscious effort.
It's a conscious effort to change it. Is it a conscious effort to choose which scheme you want to, like, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I don't think that a guy, remember when Matt Rhule first got here and claimed that he was keeping Donovan Raiola because they came from the same coaching tree of offensive line coaches?
Right.
Jeep Wade's not part of that.
He is absolutely
This is a conscious, like, I'm going against 30 years of me being in the profession of what I know and how I was taught.
No. Like, yes, absolutely. But I agree with you there. But what I'm saying is he putting people that fit what his vision is or is he just hiring people and then you create a vision based off of that, which I don't know that there is a wrong way to do it. You know what
you're saying. So I think,
so is Jeep Wade, is Jeep Wade here because he's really good, or is Jeep Wade here because he does a specific thing?
My guess is he's here because he's really good because of the specific thing that he does.
Okay.
And Rhule is, if this is going to work, has to empower him to do that.
Absolutely.
Rob Orich is an even bigger example.
And that's why I said it doesn't have to, it doesn't mean it's a failure.
Yeah.
Right. Good coaches are good coaches. And some coaches will just tell you, like, look, man, I don't know. Like, I just want to hire good coaches.
And then you got to get out of the way.
Right.
That's, if again, and I'm on the outside looking in on this, it's not like I've had a phone call that's filled me in on everything that happened in 2024 between Tony White and Matt Rhule. My sense is, just from the vantage point that I had at that time, and certainly now, is that Matt Rhule couldn't stay out of the way of the Tony White defense.
Yep. And
I mean, that ultimately led to Tony White being like, all right, I don't need to be here anymore.
It's funny because, there's two examples of that, where, he talks about coaches not wanting to be superstars or in it for the right reasons, or however he sort of dresses it up. But when you are attached to a hardcore, like, scheme or plan that just has proven success and it works, you're going to just want to do it over and over. You're hired to do it.
Yep.
You're hired because you're attached to it. And Eckler was, and Tony White was, and both of those relationships did not end well.
Yeah, I think they're wildly different.
They are. They absolutely are. But it's
I don't know that there was anything that was going to appease Mike Eckler short of being named linebacker coach.
But it was the thread is common here. It was Mike Eckler's special teams, and it was Tony White's defense.
Right. And it's going to be Rob Arich's defense, and it's going to be Jeep Wade's offensive line. And God help us, it's Dana Holgerson's offense.
You're out on the data train.
Why would I be in?
I don't know. History. I guess that's all we have to go.
That's why I was excited about it. And then all I saw was an ancient offense with no ability to score or creativity or explosion.
Well, they certainly don't.
So if that changes, then I will stop kicking a dog when it's down, I guess. If you will.
Their quarterback was slow and bad at decision making, though. Well, he was too safe in
I was going
decision
to say,
making.
not bad at decision making.
He actually
Extremely
made
cautious.
Yeah, he made too many good decisions. I guess maybe
too many safe decisions.
too many safe decisions. All right. Any thoughts on that? We got a couple things that I do want to get to. 402-951-1620. There's a follow-up that we could spend a few minutes on as well. But as always, we'd love to hear from you guys. Feel free to tweet at us at HappenSchafe on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. Also get your Friday shout-outs in there as well. We'll do that in about an hour and a half. Back after this on 1620 The Zone. All right, welcome back. Happer and Schaefer here on a Friday, 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. We do have one additional free gift certificate to 72 Table and Tap that you should listen for as we go on throughout the remainder of the show today. So stay tuned for that. Zone deal goes on sale at 9 o'clock at 1620thezone.com. By the way, if you miss out, also, Motionless in White is coming to the Metro, the Sweat and Blood Tour with Dayseeker, Devil Wears Prada, and Dark Divine, Wednesday, November 11th at the Chai. Tickets are on sale today at 10, or on Sportsmanlike Conduct. We'll have, I believe, one more opportunity for you to win tickets into that show. A couple of responses here to our previous segment before we move on to a variety of other things, including but not limited to pepperoni rolls. Andrew writes in on Twitter on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. There's no glaring issue, or maybe he meant there is a glaring issue on Rhule staff, and that's OC. Holgorsen was a trailblazer 15 to 20 years ago, but like Pelini's second stint at LSU, sometimes the game passes you by. This would be in line with the Mike Schaefer school of thinking, right? The game has passed Dana Holgorsen by.
Well, I don't know that it's necessarily passed him by. He's just not necessarily in tune with current offense. And it's hard because if you want to say that Dylan Raiola was the problem and that TJ Lateef was young and injured, and that's why the offense was so ineffective, that's fine. I guess then I need to really see under Anthony Colandrea that there's just this explosion and big plays and everything else that wasn't there. They had you had an all-American running back.
For the record, I do tend to lean that direction.
Yeah.
I do.
You
think
certainly do more than I do. I
Yeah.
tend to think that it was a combination of it all.
Blame pie charts for last year's offense. A lot of it is Dylan Raiola for me. I'm just pinning it on.
Do we need a segment where we just do a pie chart of what went wrong for the Matt Rhule era so far?
You almost have to go year by year.
I mean, we've got the time.
We do have the time. I mean, we do have
that might be a thing for next week.
Blame pie charts on 2025. Blame pie charts.
Can you imagine
2024.
what the Jeff Sims slice is going to look like in 2023?
God. I mean, the whole Jeff Sims and then
you could just put quarterback play,
Marcus Satterfield,
decision making.
You could offer a lot of different categories for a lot of different things.
Defense is like a sliver.
Defense was really good that first year. But yeah, last year, it's just a lot of it. It's just so hard to tell for me because of Dylan. And I still do hold this trust and sort of affinity for Dana Holgorsen. I think highly of him.
I just need to see them finish with touchdowns. I thought red zone play was pretty bad last year. No, again, like you give a guy a different offensive line, they're a better offensive line. Like maybe you sacrifice how good your overall running back is, but you have a better offensive line, so you're more capable of getting those 3rd and shorts and 4th and shorts where you'd stall out inside someone's 20-yard line, which they did at a remarkably high rate. A lot. Like it's unbelievable. How often they had to drive an opponent's territory that ended on a 4th and short.
They're terrible.
1 or 2 yards. So yeah, I don't have a lot of confidence that it's going to be that much better for Dana Holgorsen, but I have to allow that it could be.
Yeah, and I don't know that like Colandrea is the guy who comes in and so the thing with me putting
stylistically, he is the sort of guy though in that volatility thing where it's like even if there's turnovers, we should still see some of the good that's supposed to come along with that too.
I think you're
just hoping to get a lot more good than you do bad.
If I'm willing to I don't think I'm going out on a limb here. Like Nebraska's offense will be more explosive this year. I am sure of it.
Yeah.
It also could be bad, but it's good. Like they're going to get more big plays in the pass game. I don't think there's any doubt. Just
really hard not to.
Yeah, what we've seen, I mean, they had almost none last year. What we have seen from
or what ones they did have was like a 2-yard wide receiver screen that's turned into a 60-yard gain against Michigan State or Maryland or whoever had never seen it coming. Or It's Emmett Johnson catching it out of the backfield. I mean, their screen game had never been better last year. It was everything else that they couldn't do down the field.
So is there a stat for that? I wouldn't. I got to get back up on my college football website.
This is where we need Matt to come in and tell us about what the ADOT situation was with Nebraska and how so many of their high percentage plays were thrown.
What's the
within
ADOT?
Average depth of target.
Oh, yeah.
And so then it's like, if your most successful plays are thrown within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, it means that you're not able to push the ball down the field. And that's kind of what it felt like last year.
Oh,
so.
Yeah. Definitely was that. I just don't know where.
Yeah, I don't know
where they ranked in explosive
with
pass
what
plays.
These terms all are. I don't have PFF logins or knowledge of where to get the statistics that we need for this.
It's somewhere. I just need to get back up on my college football websites.
You push all that out when you.
Yeah, I just turned my life over to Ken Palm.
And Torovic.
And Warren Nolan and
Lady Torovic.
D1baseball.com and 643, whatever it is, all those different websites. They just
643, 538,
402. Yeah. So they're going to have more explosive plays on offense through the passing game this year. I'm quite sure of it. Now that doesn't mean so what I was going to get to is I don't know if Calandria is the answer. If I'm pinning this all on the quarterback from last year, not all, that's an exaggeration, but if I'm pinning this on the quarterback for the most part from last year, that would lead you to believe that automatically the next guy who comes in is going to be better, which I do think, but I don't know if he's the solution.
Sure.
I don't know if Calandria is going to fix everything from last year. It's going to be different for a variety of different ways. Once again, this I think connects back to the conversation we were just having about the staff.
What is it you want to do?
When I said a lot of the times, I feel like Rhule has, when assistants have gone by the wayside, they've gone to other places or they've been fired or whatever, they've gone the opposite direction completely. They've overcorrected.
Yeah.
There is no bigger gap between who you are as a player between Dylan Rhule and Anthony Calandria.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of two more opposite quarterbacks in terms of how their success comes, and both could use a little bit of each other, to be honest with you. If Dylan had some more Calandria, he would have been a lot more successful of a player last year. If Calandria has more Dylan, he probably turns the ball over less, but he loses a little bit more of loses a little bit of the explosion. So I don't know what this ends up being.
And this all comes back to choosing to build your team in a certain way because you ended up with Dylan Rhule in 2024.
Yep.
Instead of what you might have had where you're trying to build it more through kind of a power rushing defense oriented team. All of these resources go into wide receivers and offensive line play and your quarterback. You need your offense to ultimately produce out of that. That's part of why I rail so much about the Dana Holgorsen thing. Is that Nebraska tilted its team in favor of offense in a year in which it then put up 22 points a game against Power 5 teams. That's terrible. Power 4 teams.
They're terrible.
They're terrible.
What threshold does the new Pac-12 have to hit to become a Power 5 team?
They're not a power. It's not a power conference.
Is there any chance that they could do anything?
I don't even know what. I just think it's it's a yes or no thing.
It's definitely a yes or no.
It's you don't grow into a power conference.
If they have enough teams that can somehow force bids.
There's only one team in the S&P Plus top 70.
Yeah, no, it's going to be
or SP Plus.
It's going to be a bit before the Pac-12 even.
Everybody's going to go 6-6 in that league, except for Boise, who might go 10-2 or something.
And then lose 45-17 to Oregon in the playoff.
All right, before we get to the headlines, let's take a look at one of our super regionals. This is out in Morgantown, West Virginia. Their athletic director, Ren Baker, sent out a tweet yesterday. So they ran out of tickets for the West Virginia Super Regional where they'll be hosting Cal Poly this weekend. I wish we could accommodate everyone inside of Kendrick Family Ballpark, but Randy's Ridge, which is just a large hill that surrounds the ballpark in a variety of different areas, has emerged as a great and free alternative for many mountaineers. So we are adding portable restrooms and trash cans in the area, and there will be 1,000 free pepperoni rolls.
I'm in. How quickly can we get to Randy's Ridge, Joey?
He even
What
says
interstates need to be taken here?
Oh boy.
well, I mean, like a lot of
just
80.
Spend a ton of time on
Well,
80,
no.
but then do we start making our? Do you know where Morgantown is? in West Virginia?
I know. It's
Okay.
just south of Pittsburgh. You just take 80, get to Illinois, take 74. You'll eventually get through Indianapolis, get to 70, and then go south. I think I'm trying to think. It's one of those weird interstates. I think it's I-6. No.
So what do we have so far, Joey?
He wants us to go through
74.
80, 74, yeah.
Then
You're
70.
going through Indianapolis, 70.
Then you eventually go south on one of the interstates.
Wow, very good. I mean, you got us basically all the way there.
71 or 77.
79.
79.
I mean, that's a point.
So if we left now, we could get to Morgantown tonight.
I would say it's a 12-hour drive.
14 and a half.
14 and a half.
wow.
Yeah.
So we're probably not even going to get to experience any couch burning tonight.
Nope.
And
But we can get there for pepperoni rolls.
For Saturday,
for game
assuming
2.
that they bring some out for each game.
I would hope so. 1,000 pepperoni rolls per game, not 1,000.
I don't think
pepperoni
1,000 is
rolls
going to
total.
be enough.
No, you're going to need more pepperoni rolls than that.
They better have a custom order in.
So pepperoni rolls are like just a big thing in West Virginia.
What? It's like a big deal.
I googled
Delicacy.
pepperoni rolls.
It's a delicacy down there.
Yeah, it says because I'm not really familiar with pepperoni. Like I know what it is because
Weird. It's like the first thing that comes up when you put in pepperoni.
I know. So I went to their Wikipedia page of pepperoni rolls, and it says pepperoni rolls is an Italian-American stuffed bread roll originally conceived as a coal miner's lunch. It is popular in West Virginia and some nearby regions of the Appalachian Mountains, most notably Western Pennsylvania, Western Maryland, Eastern Kentucky, and Appalachian Ohio. In West Virginia, it is nearly ubiquitous, particularly in convenience stores, and arguably the food most closely associated with the state. Wow. Pepperoni rolls in West Virginia.
Incredible things we're learning today.
Well, hopefully West Virginia gets to the CWS, so then we could
man.
potentially add that to.
Oh my God! Bring their pepperoni rolls to
concessions.
us because
Bring the pepperoni to Omaha.
a pepperoni roll is sort of like a calzone.
It's a go-to staple for my wife for like game days and like party food or whatever.
Excellent
We brought it
choice.
to multiple Super Bowl parties.
Thank you
Very good.
to West Virginia and enjoy those pepperoni rolls on Randy's Ridge this
They have a
weekend.
Enjoy some
pepperoni roll bar.
pepperoni-
A pepperoni roll bar.
They do
Yeah.
in Morgantown.
Looks like it's
Yeah,
south
I-
of Morgantown.
Yeah,
Sweet.
I googled. There's some places.
We are going to Morgantown.
City of the day next week.
could
It's on
be.
Don Knotts Boulevard.
Honestly, we should have done it this week, but
We got
that's all
another
right.
week.
We'll take a break and we will come back with the headlines after this on 1620 The Zone. All right, got a couple minutes here. Let's hit the headlines before the top of the 8 o'clock hour. Joey, what do we got?
Okay, headline number 1. Priest removed as exorcist after his comments on UFOs and demons.
Jeez. It's involving a lot of things here. Interesting.
Definitely.
Going to be a tough one to not click.
Okay.
Headline number 2. Australian cockroach kingpin caught with 100,000 illegal insects in record bug bust.
Bug bust.
So this just feels like a huge pun article, right? There's going to be a bunch of puns all over this story.
Could be.
Because, a lot of these stories are just made
Sure.
so that the writer can do puns.
People
That's
love
usually the
puns.
case.
So you want to do the priest story?
I would prefer that, but
All
it's
right.
up to you.
Let's go to NBCnews.com. Priest removed as exorcist after his comments on UFOs and demons. The Catholic Archbishop of Washington, D.C., Cardinal Robert McElroy, on Wednesday removed a well-known priest as an exorcist of the archdiocese after he made public comments suggesting that UFO sightings were the work of demons. McElroy said the archdiocese was also cutting ties with the St. Michael's Center for Spiritual Renewal, a Washington-based nonprofit headed by the priest, Monsignor Stephen Rossetti. The Archbishop said Rossetti's statements linking UFOs to demonic presence and the center's recent use of social media gravely undermine the church's very precise teaching on the devil, demons, and exorcism. Okay, well, now I have to look at the social media posts. Any ideas on what's going on there? They haven't linked to this, and they do not have it linked to this in this story. So the reason that I was a little weary about clicking on this article is obviously you don't want to go too deep on religion here, but there you go. That's basically the story here.
I'm trying to see if I can find the social media for spiritual renewal. But just searching spiritual renewal social media is going to take me down a path.
Yeah. It's an interesting path. So
to
this guy
say
has
the least.
148,000 followers on Instagram. He is a prominent psychologist as well as an exorcist. His center has specialized in offering spiritual healing for priests troubled by various difficulties. In 2023, he told the Associated Press there was an increasing and renewed appetite for information about demonic possession and exorcism. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the church probably not the best place for him, but I don't know. I don't want to go too deep into those waters. I would have rather clicked on the bug story, to be honest with
I
you.
gave you the option.
That's true.
I was like, you can click on the bug story if you want the puns.
Yeah, I mean, it just sounded like a safer place to be.
Oh, that's fair.
Anything else on the priests and exorcisms and churches and things of that nature, Schaefer?
I'm reading through the response from Rossetti at the moment, where I asked for forgiveness for any ways that I have not been faithful to the teachings of the church magisterium. I do not know that word, particularly in the cited video on aliens and demonic. I believe it is of the utmost importance to be obedient to the church, and I will continue to endeavor to subject all that I do and the center to be thus obedient.
I don't think UFOs are demonic.
You
That's
believe in
my
UFOs?
That's my personal take. Do I believe in
I've not seen any.
UFOs?
Yeah. Do you believe in aliens?
I don't think there's anything to believe in. I think there are UFOs.
Okay, well, that's what I meant. You don't think there's anything to believe in? There's lots of people that don't believe that aliens exist.
Well, no, I have seen
Or
unidentified flying objects.
yeah.
Those exist, right? I mean, there's little doubt about that. That is a
There are
proven
objects
thing.
that are flying that you may not be able to calculate,
Yeah.
what it is in the moment, but
Right.
that doesn't mean that there's anything beyond it.
I don't think there's flying saucers in the
Okay.
way that people think that we have depicted aliens
Sure.
in movies and stuff like that.
Right.
But there's stuff out there.
Okay.
That's been proven, right?
Do you believe in extraterrestrial life?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
There's stuff going on out there. We are
We don't know where.
We are way too small to not have anything else going on in the
I
entire
was just
universe.
trying to drill in on where you're at with these things.
Where does the
Yeah.
planet end?
What is that? Is this what you think?
Yeah, I definitely believe that there's alternate life forms. Now, to the extent of what it is, I don't think that it's the creation that we have made through television.
Yeah. I don't know. There's little green guys
movies or-
around.
Doesn't even have to be little green guys. It could just be the things from Signs that once you saw them made the movie significantly less tension filled and scary.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's definitely the case.
All right. Those are the headlines for today. We'll be back 8:00 hour after this on 1620 The Zone. All right, 8 o'clock here on Happer and Schaefer, 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Don't forget the Summer Sizzle giveaways happening as well. Enter to win. You could score a combo meal every week all summer long from Arby's. 13 weeks of hot, delicious wins, baby. Enter now, 1620thezone.com. Make this a very, very tasty summer for you. Brought to you by Arby's, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I figure we get a stock up, stock down here on some Big Ten coaches. I like the idea of stock up, stock down. The other day we were doing stock up, stock down on names. Where are we headed with various names? Now we do Big Ten coaches.
Can I ask some parameter related questions?
Absolutely.
Do you have to be either up or down, or can you be stock steady? I feel like we need to pick one or the other.
Yeah, I feel like we would use
steady too often.
Steady too often. So you have to choose.
Okay, I like that.
You have to choose either up or down.
Okay.
That's it?
Yep, that's really the only question.
All right, we're going to go.
Otherwise, I understand the parameter of the game. I either say stock up and provide a compelling reason for why, or say stock down.
You got it.
And try to convince people that I am ultimately correct.
So we will go from the longest tenured coaches. We have respect for old people on this show. Not even a chuckle from anybody.
I was waiting to see where that went.
I was chuckling.
Okay, you definitely sounded like it. We have respect for old people on this show.
I had the mic off. I had the microphone off.
Oh, okay.
I pulled a Schaefer.
All right, so the oldest man, the longest tenured coach in the league is Kirk Ferentz. Kirk Ferentz will be going into his 28th season as the Iowa head coach this year. 28 years. Is Kirk Ferentz stock up or stock down?
I don't know if this is even controversial. I don't know how it could be stock up. I'm stock down because you have to choose. This is part of why I asked, because I have no idea.
I'm going to disagree with you right away.
Stock up is.
It's absolutely stock up for me. I think he's getting better.
How?
Well, he is absolutely getting older, and he is closer to the end than he is certainly at the beginning. And I would expect him to be done over the next 2 years. The craziness around Kirk Ferentz that doesn't seem to affect Iowa really at all is where he is completely and absolutely thriving. They have zeroed in and zoned in on exactly what they want to do every single year. And they're getting better because of it, because of all this chaos that is going on around Kirk Ferentz. They create a great football team every year. They are one of the most trusted teams in the Big Ten Conference. And they've zoned in on exactly what they want to do. Like I said, I think he's getting better and better. And I just think they're going to keep on winning.
They have not had a full season with less than 4 losses since 2015. So I don't know where they'd be getting better or better. They've been largely the same team year in and year out, whether or not they have consistent offensive play or not. So I guess in that sense, he's able to just continue to do what he's been doing. I think they take a step back this year because I think replacing Mark Gronowski with one of their 2 quarterback options will be problematic. I don't know that the defense it will be as good either.
Every year we say that.
I get it.
Every year we say they lost a lot of pieces. They got a lot of draft picks taken and all this different stuff. And it's all true. And it's like, that'll be interesting to see how they replace these guys. And then they just do, And so I think
they just do to the level of they went 8-5 in 2024. That's a 1 game removed. Like Nebraska goes 8-5 if they beat Utah
they were not close to doing that.
Sure. The point being we, I think, really prop up Iowa to an extent of you go back and you look and it's been since 2015. They've had a remarkably outstanding season. Otherwise, it's just been consistently very good.
Yeah.
And I'm not
I think there's a lot of value there.
Yeah, I'm not trying to diminish that. I'm just saying I don't think that the arrow is they're not going to be a less than a 4-loss team at the end of 2026.
Oh, I mean, I guess that's not the point that I'm trying to make.
There's nothing left to go up. They're at the ceiling of what they're doing. They're just being the same team every year. I don't think they're going to be better than they were the last 7 years.
I think his job has gotten harder because of the things that are going on.
Like the conference has gotten deeper.
Absolutely,
That's
and so
fine.
I think what he's had to do to maintain how good they have been keeps getting more impressive to me, and he keeps getting better at it.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think he's stock up. I'm putting him stock up for the rest of his time.
I don't think it can go up. And so that's why I'm basically stock down.
Yeah, I guess
I don't think they're going to be I think they're always not always. I think they would be a fringe top 25 team by the end of this year. I think it'd be a fringe top 25 team in 2027. Josh Peterson thinks they're a college football playoff team this year. I have no idea how. They've not been at that level of play in a while. They would have to, they get a lot of credit for playing teams tough, but they don't win those games.
What they don't win what games?
They get a lot of credit for losing close to Oregon and losing close to USC and losing close to Indiana.
Yeah.
And that's great, but they're not winning those games, which is they're still going 8-5 or 9-4 or occasionally 10-3, very occasionally 10-3. And so what I'm saying is I just feel like they are where they are. That's why I can't say stock up, because I don't think they're moving anywhere. I think they're just sort of staying in the lane that they're in.
Remember, this is the coach, not the program.
Right. And so
that's so
what
just
I'm
to make it clear.
His program is it's going to be, if it's going to be the same and it's not going up, why would I say stock up?
Because once again, I'm just explaining my position on this. I think that my confidence in him is increasing.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's another level for them to reach. To your point, I don't think they're going to go 12-0 anytime soon. I don't think they're going to go. I don't think they're going to go 10-2 anytime soon. But my confidence in him keeps going up.
Okay, I think they are much more likely to be 6-6 than they are 10-2. So part of that is I can't go stock up if I think they're more likely to regress than I am to think that there's anything else for them to do.
Okay, I disagree.
That's where I'm at with it.
They do have a tough schedule this year. They go to Michigan early in late September, and then they have Ohio State at home on October 3rd. They go to Washington as well on back-to-back games. But once again, I don't know, my idea, I guess, on this was not so much to have it about
the team
this year, more about the coach
and
how you feel about them, and sort of maybe how it's gonna end up for them. So Kirk Ferentz going into his 28th season. I couldn't be higher on him. Well, I guess I could be because I think it's stock up. PJ Fleck is going into his 10th season. He is now the second longest tenured coach in the Big Ten Conference.
When I looked at this,
second longest tenured coach in the Big Ten.
I understand it to be true, but
I believe it, baby.
It seems wild to me that this is true.
As Rex Hudler would say, believe it.
So I guess my question is, if Ferentz is stock up, then Fleck has to be stock up for you as well.
Absolutely.
Right? It's the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think those two programs and those two coaches, they're absolutely stock up.
I having to pick one would lean slightly stock up, as I think there's more for Minnesota. I think he's continued to stack good things. They're the type of team that I feel like he's building towards. There will be a 1 or 2 year window where they could potentially really maximize everything. That's the type of program that he sort of has. He hasn't really done that since 2019 in a big way. But I think that could be around the corner.
Yeah. They won 11 games in 2019. And since then they have won 8 games in 4. Well, I guess excluding 2020. They have won at least 8 games in 4 out of the following 5 seasons. They went 6-7 in 2023. They still won a bowl game that year. They have won 5 bowl games in 5 consecutive years.
They play Mississippi State this year. So because Nebraska doesn't play all these teams anymore, I have no idea what Michigan or Minnesota's schedule is. So they have a September 12th game against Mississippi State. It'll be pretty interesting. They play Akron on September 19th.
Fun.
They have a non-con against Eastern Illinois to start, and then Michigan, they get Iowa. They have a pretty manageable conference slate. They go to Washington, home against Michigan, home against Iowa, At Indiana, which will be rough on Halloween. At Penn State, which I think could be gettable depending on how it goes for Matt Campbell.
Matt Campbell is on this list. Let's attempt to get to him.
Okay.
There are a pair of coaches who are going into their 8th seasons. They are Mike Loxley and Ryan Day.
I will go down and up.
Down and up?
Yeah.
Really? You're up on Ryan Day. That's shocking.
Yeah.
Why?
I think that he basically has the ability to reload every year to be a contender at all times. I don't think he's a bad football coach, which has been
I definitely don't think
a
that.
lot of the discussion.
No, I'm just shocked to hear from you because you seem like you're down on Ohio State this year.
I don't think they're going to be as good this year. I think the program's health is tremendous. I also sort of wonder if
I would use the same thing for Iowa. I mean, it's the same thing for Iowa, though.
Yeah, Iowa does they're at a ceiling.
It's
Ohio
a different
State,
level.
There is no ceiling, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, the ceiling is just where they've been. They're at it, right? Like they win the national championship.
The reason I would say there's no ceiling is like there's nothing left. Like they can't exceed where they're at unless they go on some sort of incredible 4-year run of winning the national title every year. So yeah, I just think he's going to continue to be one of the greatest coaches in college football year in and year out. I don't think that about Kirk Ferentz in Iowa. I think they have achieved a perfectly good level of being a top 30 program. And so I can't go stock up on that.
I still think Kirk Ferentz can be one of the best coaches in college football and not even threaten for a national championship.
If they are very, very good this year with absolutely no quarterback play, I will eat my words for sure.
Yeah, like once again, I don't think they
I know you're not talking about.
It's not about wins and losses, and like I just think Kirk Ferentz is one of the best coaches in the country.
This isn't me saying that he's not one of the best coaches in the country. It's just me saying I don't think there's anywhere else for them to go.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Ryan Day is I was going to make the argument that it's down, but it's not because of like any sort of ceiling or anything like that.
It's because of Arthur Smith. I agree.
It just like they have it feels like figured out what they've wanted to be, and I guess the reason that it's down is because it does not, even though it's Ohio State, it does not have, to me, as high of a ceiling as it did with Urban Meyer. And he is obviously a slightly worse coach than Urban Meyer, but there's no shame in that. And I think he is, I think their offenses and their teams have just been less dynamic than the Urban Meyer teams were everything.
Yeah.
Right? They have this really, really dynamic quarterback play. And, obviously they could bowl over just about anybody whenever they want to. And I think Ohio State, like it feels like to me, they are coming closer back to like toward Michigan, even though Michigan like won a national championship a few years ago. And there's, certainly no shame in that. They always felt like it was just their ceiling was just a slightly lower because they were playing a style and they were doing it really, really well. I think Ohio State is back in that territory instead of being the supernova, we're going to absolutely smash everybody because we feel like it and you guys are bugs to us type of teams.
My counter to that would be when Urban Meyer was at Ohio State was so far beyond the rest of the conference.
I know.
That the rest of the conference is now moving towards Ohio State more than Ohio State. Not the rest of the conference. The upper echelon of the conference of, especially with Oregon being included, Indiana's ascension, and then Michigan has certainly made a move from where it was at. Now, has Michigan fallen or given some of that back? It's quite possible. But
definitely.
To your point, he's definitely not Urban Meyer. I also just think, I don't know that Urban Meyer would be the same in the current environment with the current Big Ten setup as he was. Like, he kind of hit the Big Ten at the perfect time to take Ohio State into a rocket ship while the rest of the conference was kind of, I don't want to say less than, but like.
No, it's different. Yeah.
It's a much different
landscape.
The second best team in the time of which Urban Meyer was outstanding at Ohio State was Wisconsin. And the gap between where those programs were and how they took themselves for football, pretty substantially different.
Yep. So those are the 8th year guys. 1 7th year guy is Greg Schiano. Going into his 7th season.
I got to say down.
It has to be down. Honestly,
I thought this was going to go better.
I thought that they would have figured it out by now.
Yeah.
At least a little bit closer to what they want.
I think it's too hard to win at Rutgers.
It might be.
Because Greg Schiano's the only one that's ever done it, and he hasn't done it twice.
No, it might just be an impossible job. One coach going into his 6th year is Brett Bielema. We would never hire Bielema.
Up.
This is a tough one for me because I think I'll go up as well. Now I don't know if they're going to reach what they reached a couple of years ago. But I think they're pretty consistently solid, and I think that there's a good reason to believe that they're going to stick around in that.
Yeah, I just think he's a really good coach that has a great understanding of how he wants his teams to play, how they're going to win football games. He's going to kick your ass on Saturdays. He outcoaches so many people. I mean, we watched him do it to multiple of Nebraska's coaches throughout the years. I just think he's really good. Like if I had to, I think Illinois is poised to be a top 30, borderline top 25 team consistently with him.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that.
So that's why I would say Arrow up there.
2 fifth-year coaches. These guys are very interesting. Dan Lanning and Lincoln Riley are both going into their 5th seasons.
This is tough because I'm going to say down
on Lanning,
but it's a really like egg brain.
I think it's
down.
up. I think it's up. They have established themselves like on before him. They were really on the outside looking in as, one of the it programs in the country, like because they were viewed as kind of this. Oh, they're doing it with a scheme, and they're doing it like they're Oregon, right? Mm-hmm. They're not Georgia. He's obviously brought the Georgia to.
I think it started with Cristobal, and then he continued it.
Like there's a physicality about what they do, and what that means is there is a portability to what they do that is not just Oregon. And so I think that program is as strong as it's ever been, and it just is going to keep going. Give me up on Lanning.
Yeah,
and give me down on Riley, obviously.
The only reason I would agree, they're both down. Though I think USC is poised to have a big year. I think with Oregon and with Dan Lanning, we've kind of hit that point where it's like, all right, is he going to be able to break through? And they've lost to the eventual national champion in the college football playoff the last 2 years. So it's not like it's a bad place to be.
Yeah, they do have to get over that hump.
If you continue to be there, you're essentially James Franklin, who everyone hates. So at some point, in order to not become the James Franklin, you have to eventually go through.
Yeah. Hey, people didn't like James Franklin because he lost those, he lost the playoff or, whatever.
Lose to Ohio State by 3 points in regulation.
Oh, yeah.
In the regular season.
That's not the reason I didn't like James Franklin. James Franklin sucked in situational football. Absolutely horrible. They're terrible.
He had some issues.
Awful. Also, James Franklin, are you going to use 17 quarterbacks at Virginia Tech in a single game? Good luck. Good luck with that, Dad.
Good luck with that, Dan.
I'll take James Franklin.
Yeah, I won't. There are a trio of 4th-year coaches. They are Matt Rhule, David Braun, and Luke Fickell, as JD Pickle would like to have you pronounce it.
Rhule down. Braun up.
Agreed.
Who is it? I got stuck on Pickle again.
Pickle.
Down.
You tell
me up for Luke Fickell, you're going to have to explain.
I'm not making. You could make a case.
You cannot make.
You could make a case that at the end of that he had plummeted the stock so much.
You love the last 3 weeks of November so much.
I do. I'll raise my hand on that one. I am absolutely influenced by what happens at the end of seasons because I think it carries weight. I absolutely think it carries weight. I think momentum matters. I think how people feel in off seasons matter. And there is probably a better feeling than people anticipated in Wisconsin. It's still generally down. There's in my opinion.
Certainly from where some of it is like, okay, is it still down from where it started? With Matt Rhule, yes. With Luke Fickell, yes.
Yeah.
So some of it is just
I absolutely believe in, there's no doubt about that. I absolutely believe at the end.
Are you up for Braun as well?
Yeah, yep. I agreed with you on that one. 2 third-year coaches. Kurt Signetti.
Up.
Yeah. And Jed Fish.
This is an interesting.
Do you have any takes on Jed Fish?
I thought that he might end up being Michigan's coach because that might be the best that they could do after a sort of a weird situation.
Yeah.
Jed Fish has seemingly done well. He did well at Arizona. I think Washington's fine. I don't know that he's like he's certainly not Kalen DeBoer, so that's a tough spot to be in of what you replace.
They had a nice bounce back year last year. I like, and I thought that they would be about that good, and they were.
They had, what's weird is they won games that maybe you weren't expecting they would win those, and then they lost to, a couple bad losses in there.
They have some bad vibes going into this season because of what happened with the quarterback situation in the offseason. Like, I don't know how.
Got to win on October 31st. It needs to be a win.
I don't know how that gets kind of patched up or, whatever it is.
I'll say down because you have to pick one. This would be one where I would love to bench sit.
Yeah.
I can't say up. I don't know what the case is for up. I don't even really know what the case is.
I mean,
down.
they improved their win total by 3 last year.
Yeah. I don't know that I believe in it long term that this is going to be a super sustained, successful operation.
I agree.
Which is why I would say slightly down.
There's one second-year coach.
Barry Odom.
Mr. Barry. Yeah, I mean, that has to be down. They went 2-10 last year.
Well, that's up from the year before, right?
Was it?
Weren't they like 1-11 under Ryan Walters?
They did kind of.
They were frisky.
They had a pulse at the end of the year.
I'm going to say Barry Odom up.
Barry Odom up. They were 1-11 the previous year, yes.
But it's up relative to how down it was.
I just don't know how you. I mean, 2-10 is a tough one to swallow.
Yeah, no.
I know it's Purdue. Like, it's not like he's in any danger of going anywhere yet.
I wonder what their win-loss Vegas total is.
Oh, good question.
What the expectation is for Purdue.
I could try
again. Another team that we don't have to think about is they're not on Nebraska's schedule.
I know, it's very sad.
If there's one thing I miss about divisions, which there's not a lot, but it's
I love divisions.
Really?
Yes, I miss them.
You
dearly.
like the order of it?
Absolutely. I miss knowing who you're going to play every single year.
That's fair.
Purdue win total sits at 3.5.
Okay.
Are you interested?
I don't know what their schedule is, so there's that too.
Well, you would have to know that.
Also pull that up.
You would.
They start with Indiana State, so that's a great opportunity to get to one win.
One win would be helpful in this situation, yes.
And then it gets relatively tough.
Wake Forest, UCLA, Notre Dame, Illinois, Minnesota, Washington, Penn State, Maryland, Iowa, Wisconsin, Indiana. That's not that hard. They can find 3 in there. I don't know if they can find 4, but they can find 3.
I think 4 would be tough. I think you might have to grab that UCLA game out there to get you to 2-1. Well, maybe you can beat Wake Forest, but Wake Forest is better than people realize. You're not beating Notre Dame. You're not beating Indiana. Wisconsin stinks, so maybe they get Wisconsin in November. They can get to 3. Getting to 4 it's going to be a challenge.
There are 3 first-year Big Ten head coaches this year.
Do they automatically all stock up?
I don't know. Maybe you could do it like, how do you feel about the hire?
Okay.
Or how they did. First-year coach Pat Fitzgerald of the Michigan State Spartans.
I see why they can't all be stock up.
Yeah.
I think this is going to work.
I think so too.
So I'm saying stock up, but it's also I'm predisposed to assuming it will work.
I believe this will take time.
Yeah, it's not going to be.
Yeah,
I think the version Nebraska gets in early September is a great time to play them, and they won't look that bad in future seasons.
You will see a flash or two this year. I don't know if they clip anybody.
Yeah,
I don't know if they pick anybody off, but by the end of the year, they're going to be playing like strong, sound, fundamental football.
I think we're in the same mind on that.
And there'll be a challenge. Penn State head coach Matt Campbell. That's right, Penn State head coach Matt Campbell.
I like Matt Campbell, so I don't want to say stock down.
Seems like he's in a no-win situation.
I can't believe he took that job.
I know.
And it's a great opportunity, et cetera, but I just don't, we'll probably disagree here. I would much rather have James Franklin in that job than Matt Campbell.
I don't know that I disagree with you on that. I would have rather kept status quo
over what happened.
Over what happened.
Yeah,
yes.
I agree. I definitely agree. So
I definitely think they ended up in a worse spot.
Yeah. I don't think they set out to hire Matt Campbell.
It's gonna be a challenge. Like I think
now he's bringing that whole Iowa State operation. Like, can he immediately find success with it? I just don't know. I think the transition from Big 12 to Big 10 is going to be rough for him. He's a very different brand of football.
Who do they play this year? God, I hate having to Google all these crap schedules. This is garbage. Stupid conference. Get a normal amount of teams. Marshall, Temple, Buffalo, Wisconsin,
so 3-0,
Wisconsin,
4-0,
Northwestern,
5-0,
USC,
5-1,
Michigan on the road,
5-2,
Purdue at home,
6-2,
Washington on the road. Toss-up game.
It probably is.
Everybody's toss-up game.
6-3.
Everybody's toss-up game is Washington this year. Minnesota, Rutgers, and Maryland to finish.
7-3.
You could lose to Minnesota.
8-3.
Yeah, that's about where I would.
They're probably 8-14.
He could be the Bo Pelini of Penn State. Just hang around and putz around a little bit, maybe win a big game every now and then.
They do. His teams at Iowa State tended to give a game away a year.
Yeah.
Kind of like Bo Pelini.
There are some wins there, though. That schedule is.
Oh, yeah. No, they would beat Oklahoma when they weren't expected to.
That schedule is not particularly tricky.
Yeah. Oh, you meant for this year.
Yeah. For this year. The challenge, like you said, I mean, the Big Ten thing, I don't know. Like, there's some wins out there for him. And then there's Bob Chesney. You're a Chesney man?
A good hire. I think
you got your toes in the sand?
A lot of people wanted Bob Chesney, or there was interest in Bob Chesney, I think because of the Spear of Orbit next to the Signetti factor of it all. And frankly, part of why it's up, Connor, is that it really couldn't be worse than a guy who would get up in the podium and tell you that the LA and UCLA stands for Los Angeles.
People forget.
So, they've been really bad. I don't think Bob Chesney makes them worse.
There was they had so many wild swings. It was like, okay, I think Deshaun Foster's got them going. End of 24, right? They beat Nebraska. Like, oh man, this could be something here.
They hung in tough with USC that year.
They completely bottom out to start the season, and then the tiny baby Neuheisel gets them going. That was the story.
What happened to tiny baby?
He is the OC at Northwestern, I think. Or
no, the OC at Northwestern, Chip Kelly.
Rick, I believe he is at Northwestern
with Chip Kelly.
What is his name? Jerry?
Yeah, it's Jerry Neuheisel.
Jerry.
Good
People are probably yelling at their radio right now. He's the quarterback's coach at Northwestern.
Wow.
Yeah.
After all of the great play calling, he didn't even get the OC job anywhere.
Yeah, I kind of thought he would too.
And now he's Chip Kelly's guy.
I don't know anything about Bob Chesney, but he's at UCLA, and like you said, they were kind of a disaster. Give me up.
Yeah.
On
I think we mostly agreed. The ones we disagreed on would have been Day, Ferentz. That's basically it.
That's kind of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple more that were in. There's a few that we just completely skipped over because it was very obvious.
Mike Loxley, I have nothing to say.
I have nothing to add in that situation. All right. Quick break. Back after this on 1620 The Zone. Good luck with that, Dance. Friday here on Happer and Schaefer, 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Are we excited for the college football video game? 2 years ago, I remember right around this time, people could not shut up about the college football video game. There were people that had changed their entire jobs to covering the college football video game and what was going to be in it and the things, and all that stuff. Now that it's back, because that was the first release in 20 years. Now that it's back,
something like that.
It's a little bit.
11 years.
Yeah, it was 2013 NCAA 14 with the
2013. So yeah, it was only 10 years, 10 plus years, whatever. So now that it's back, you hear less about it. But yesterday was the day where everybody, like, there was a few of the journos that went and played, and they got to put it on their YouTubes and their TikToks and write about it and stuff like that. The big news was that Kirk Herbstreit is out of the game. He's not in the game. He's out of the game. He's fired. Well, I don't know. Or maybe he's just leaving. Maybe he finally found out what the rest of us found out, which is he's overexposed. And who will be stepping into his spot? Big Ten supremacy reigns supreme. Joel Klatt. My quarterback, Joel Klatt, has entered the chat.
I like Joel Klatt a lot. I don't know where he is for you in terms of the...
Klatt's great.
I love
it's
Klatt.
hard to get away from his partner.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just like him as a voice for college football.
I do too.
Like when he pops up with stuff, I'm like, oh, let's see what Joel Klatt has.
And it's good because he's not like doing stuff all the time.
But when he does, you're interested because you haven't already heard it and he hasn't made the case for it already.
It's almost like there's some value in not being everywhere all the time.
I wouldn't understand.
I certainly wouldn't either. Look at me. I am everywhere all the time, talking about all sorts of different things. So that's good. They'll have it'll be like a cross section of a crew there. If you're interested in the video game, like announcing crew, Chris Fowler, Reese Davis for different broadcasts. And then
David Palak and Jesse Palmer.
Correct. And then Joel Klatt will be mixed in there as well. No sign from Gus Johnson.
Sad.
I did not hear from him. They're adding a variety of different things to the game. It looks good. I'm going to buy it again. I'm probably going to spend an inordinate amount of money to get it early.
Well, I talked about it yesterday, I think off the air, but because there's two new teams on the game, North Dakota State and Sacramento State, it gives me a reason to actually get the video game.
So I was always like that too. I always had friends that were like, why do I need to get the game again? It's the same game, just reskinned. And I'm like, well, somebody's updated their jersey or somebody joined a different conference.
There's a new stadium
or something. And I'm like, that's my answer. Some people play the same game for the last 15 years and they're like, this is fine for me. I could just update the rosters myself.
Yeah, I
like the real version.
Was always very much just bought the new version of it.
Me too.
At the cost of what it was, knowing how much time I was going to put into it. it was never like a particularly difficult decision to make. The only year that I didn't buy between 2002 and now would have been the last one, 2013. I was done at that point.
Wow.
I just assumed I was going to be done playing video games, I think.
You graduated
And
from
then
vids.
what ended up happening around that same time is like GTA 5 came out, and that was all I was interested in playing.
The
For the
trailer,
longest time.
the trailer that EA Sports put out yesterday for this game, like it's a video game, right?
Mhm.
Did you watch it?
No. I'll watch.
I didn't watch the entire thing.
It's
but,
really good.
Okay.
It's really good. And it's not just because the graphics of the game look good. It is voiced by a certain character in college football now, who
Gee, I wonder.
who carries a lot of weight and who we just talked about during stock up, stock down of Big Ten coaches.
Kind of a scrunchy face sometimes.
Yeah, he kind of does things with his eyebrows from time to time. It's good. It got me fired up.
Okay. All right. I'm excited about that. I just some of the stuff, just looking at some of the changes. I play Dynasty. Like that's the only thing I care
Same
about.
here.
That's what I do.
Unless I'm
I
playing
don't play
somebody.
SpongeBob.
Right. So I'm playing Dynasty. They've made some big changes with it. NIL is now involved in this game. For that,
It looks like they revamped like a lot.
it sounds like, and this is one of the things Max Olson had texted me because he was telling me about some of these changes before the.
Oh, was he
articles
at the event?
I don't think he was at the event, but he was given knowledge of some of the stuff that was going on. He's got a good relationship with EA, and so I think he can reach out and like, hey, what's happening here? And Max loves this game, and so
Great take.
he's usually who I go to for the information on things before it actually comes out. They went to him a couple years ago when they rebooted it, and they picked his brain on how should we do the portal and how should we do all of this stuff.
Yeah,
So,
I remember that.
he was telling me the big thing that they wanted to address besides the NIL and the thing they heard from a lot of their users that play the Dynasty is the coaching carousel was so bad.
It was a disaster.
And so that was a huge amount of time went into overhauling that.
Good.
So I'm excited about that.
Me
Because I love to start as a coordinator and then find a small school and then build my way up.
Yeah, the if you wanted to move jobs, you were really at the mercy of just randomness.
You either were like given an amazing job or like the only thing available was Wyoming.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
You were better
terrible.
than that.
I know. That's how
I
it
think
went.
they also added the mascot games back, where you could play a football game as mascots.
It looks like they did. Yeah, I saw that.
I'm excited
I
for
did
that to play
a
as
lot for the
Stanford
early
and
versions of
Stanford and Syracuse. That will be a fun match to play.
A quick one from Gus
Trees and
Mohawk.
bears.
Nothing worse
No,
than when you
Syracuse.
try to trade in last year's sports game and buy the new one. The game store would say, we can give you 25 cents or 75 cents in store credit. LOL. Yep.
I
that
just
is
kept them
absolutely
all.
true.
Like I just had all of the games.
Yeah.
They
And
had
now-
no value to anybody but me.
And now you don't have that option anymore
Right.
because they're not even
well, they're
physical
all
games
unhoused
anymore.
on the computer
Yep.
system.
All right, let's take a break. Our Friday shout-outs are coming up next. Get those in to the show any way you can. And while you're at it, give us a call right now, 402-951-1620 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Why? Because if you are caller number 3, because this is the third time the college football video game has come back out since, it went away in 2013. Caller number 3 at 402-951-1620. You'll win our final gift certificate to 72 Table and Tap for the week. Once again, 402-951-1620. Caller number 3 right now is our winner. We're back with Friday shout-outs after this on 1620 The Zone. All right, folks, it is Friday. Everybody loves being shouted out on the radio, or at least they did when I was a kid. If I heard my name on the radio, I'd be just so happy.
Did you ever hear your name on the radio?
I would call in to request songs.
Okay.
And they would say, Connor called in and requested this song. And
Connor called in
it would
and
be
requested
Creed.
Piano Man.
Yeah.
What do you think your most requested song was?
Great question. It depends on probably the year. You know, maybe Mambo number 5.
That was not what I was expecting, and I am very proud of you.
I really liked Radio Disney. It used to be on 1180 when
Okay.
I was like a smaller kid. They would play the Weird Al version of the of American Pie, the song about Star Wars, Jedi's.
Did not know that.
Oh
existed.
man, Radio Disney was really good. Anyway, now it's Yacht Rock, so get used to it. Shout outs from you all. Schaefer put out a tweet earlier. I have a couple of
Quiet
texts.
on the Twitters.
I have a
I just
couple
put
of
out a
texts,
tweet.
so get in your shout outs right now. Let's go back to Wes, who sent in his shout out at a prompt 6:20 this morning. Shout out to the Troy Trojans for destroying and taking out the Florida Gators of the mighty SEC.
Yeah, that was great. It was great. We
It's great.
love to see it. They won that game by a football score.
Disaster.
On was it Sunday? No, Monday. It was basically over, like right away.
Yeah.
They had just no doubt in it. So, yeah, shout out to Troy. Also, the city of the day.
Also, our city of
That
the
is
day
true.
today. And yeah, if there's one SEC team in baseball that I'm like, ooh, I don't know. I can't really get along with you guys. Florida is high up on the list.
Okay. Are there other teams that are
Tennessee.
in contention? Oh, yeah, I could see that. I don't have like a lot of beef with SEC baseball teams. I was okay to see A&M go out.
Yep.
I would have liked to have seen Texas go out, I think.
So they still have another weekend in front of them. Here's Josh from Omaha. I want to give a shout out to my wife, Ashley, as it is our 5-year anniversary today.
Congratulations.
I am lucky to have someone that could put up with my antics and have elite ball knowledge. Can't wait to take you out tonight. I love you.
What a wonderful shout out.
What
And
an incredible
what a
deal.
great year to get married in 2021.
That is true. Many people were doing it, apparently.
Apparently.
Happy 5-year anniversary to Josh and Ashley in a very, very nice note. I'm sorry that I had to be the person to deliver the message.
Well,
I'm sure you've heard it already if you're Ashley. Hopefully this
We
isn't the
can't all
first
be
time
Kurt
you've heard.
Signetti.
Hopefully this isn't the first time you've heard happy anniversary today. Coming from me. Whopper writes in, shout out to Norbit. And shout out to you, Happer, for being a loyal Norbiter week in, week out. Hashtag in Norbit we trust. I have Norbited week in and week out. There's no doubt about it.
No doubt about it.
We get the Norbits all the time. Here's a text from the 402. Shout out to all of the underdogs that made it this far in baseball.
Okay. So that would be your Cal Polys,
Troy.
your Little Rock, your Troys, and your St. John.
Even St. John's. who
Underdog.
People are incorrectly ranking as the worst team left in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, that seems
They got no
Fair.
respect for Liam O'Leary and Evan Chafee and John LeGrande. People are starting to find out, by the way, about John LeGrande.
Okay.
They're going to watch this weekend.
What are they finding out?
They're finding out that he hits like 400 and he is very fast and he's an excellent defender and he's really, really cool. He is. He's like he's one of those cool guys.
He's got a cool score.
He absolutely.
Okay.
He does everything with a little bit of flash and
Okay.
flair.
All right, I can respect that.
From the 402, shout out to the Blue Jay basketball media team for finally giving us some off-season content. I did see that yesterday. I saw Jackson McAndrew shooting a basketball.
Whoa.
It made me excited.
Yeah, he hopefully is healthy. So you get to be
I
excited
think he
when
is.
he plays.
I think he's healthy, and I think that
Well, I meant
video
for the
proved
season
it.
ahead. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess there's a long way to go until then, but they're doing some off-season stuff, which is nice. I saw Jason Green dunk a basketball. Jason Green. Bada bing. Shout out to donuts. It's International Donut Day. What's your favorite donut? Oh,
You don't like his favorite donut?
No, I do not. He
What
says, I got to go with the maple bar with a piece of bacon on. What are you talking about?
Yeah, maple bacon bar, very common.
Bacon on a donut?
Yeah, this is pretty common.
I know it's common. Get a life.
Yeah,
Eat a donut.
It's good. I like it. It's definitely not my favorite.
You don't have to eat bacon every time you
I
eat
would just
food.
eat the maple bar with no bacon and be very happy with it. I really like maple with a donut. Like
it's kind of a lot for me, but but
no, I get that. It's a super strong flavor, no question on that. I like if I had to pick one donut and I could only have one donut, a simple raised chocolate with chocolate frosting is, not like a chocolate frosted raised donut.
Yeah.
Boom, done.
Yeah, I like a lot of the different kinds of ones, but if I'm ever given the options, which anytime I get donuts, you have all the options. I just get a glazed donut. So I really truly only need one donut.
Yeah, glazed is great.
It's fantastic.
Donuts are fantastic.
I love donuts. We got an email earlier from John. Shout out to Connor Happer. It says Connor Happer show. This is Happer and Schaefer.
We can shout out the Connor Happer show.
I haven't heard any of you
show.
guys say anything about 82-0.
Yeah.
And then he continues on with making fun of other shows that said things about 82-0 yesterday. We did say some stuff about 82-0.
We talked about them talking about 82-0.
And we also talked about how we're kind of over it at this point.
It went very quickly.
Like 48 hours tops.
Yeah.
I did it for
24 hours, really.
Yeah, I did.
You text me.
I did it for a half hour.
I didn't look at it that night. I looked at it right away in the morning, was immediately like, oh, this is great. Sent it to several people. By probably about 7:00 that night, I was like, I'm done.
Yep.
I'm out. And then that's when the baseball and the football came out.
So shout out to us. Here's Mark. Shout out to the over 30 crowd that continues to hoop it up at the local YMCA and wear one-legged tights and headbands. Truly, you could care less about what people think of you. Shout out to you.
This is a great question. When's the last time you played pickup basketball? Like a straight up pickup basketball.
I got invited to some noon ball down at Creighton a couple times, and I never took them up on it.
You couldn't because of your show, but you could now.
Maybe now I can.
Are you gonna play noon ball?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, that'd be great.
I would actually love to.
I was part of a regular run of things probably 4 or 5 years ago.
It's been several years.
Nothing ages you more than trying to play basketball.
Get up and down a court right now sounds like a challenge. I can't drag my daughter around on a blanket on a hardwood floor for more than 4 minutes.
They get bigger.
Playing noon ball? No way. No way. All right. We will take a quick break. Thank you for your Friday shout outs. When we come back, we will predict our Omaha 8, but with our added flair, confidence points after this on 1620 The Zone. 9 o'clock on a Friday. Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer, Mike Schaefer, Joey Warcola with you. It is a visit weekend for Nebraska, according to our dear friend, dear friend, Tim Verghese, who we'll talk to on Monday about all the different things that happened this weekend. Albert Simeon has arrived.
The big visitor.
Now, I haven't seen a tweet from Albert Simeon that had a pin drop on it.
Oh, okay.
That's how you really know, but I'm not sure if Albert's on Twitter or not. Tim says a consistent contender for over a year now. Nebraska is a dark horse looking to upset Texas A&M, Notre Dame, and LSU.
Could be a
I
pretty
don't
big
like
upset.
being a dark horse in recruiting.
Yeah, you don't generally win as a dark horse.
No. Which do you win more? If you're a dark horse like in the NCAA tournament, or if you're a dark horse in recruiting?
The NCAA tournament,
Definitely,
probably.
right?
Being a dark horse in recruiting means the kid really likes the school and just doesn't want to say no, but ultimately will say no.
Definitely will say no.
Yeah.
Because he has to. He has to tell everybody no at the end.
It also means that you don't have one of the major factors, which is usually proximity in Nebraska's case.
And it definitely is in this case as well. Another offensive lineman from Georgia. They're just trying to build their...
Not Georgia. He's from Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Oh, that's right. But they were trying to build their entire class out of people from that area of the country, it seems.
Wouldn't that be an amazing... Like, you get a coach here and his entire strategy is we're taking everyone from Georgia. Sorry, in-state kids, you can go somewhere else or relocate to Georgia.
Georgia Satellite School. Somewhere in middle America.
Yeah, there's a satellite school in Atlanta, and you can play for Millard South football. We'll count it.
College baseball this weekend, folks. Oh, no. They went off of our Barstool show that we like to make fun of, and they went to Live Golf.
Oh,
what the hell?
Stinks.
We're going back.
They left?
Unless you guys want to watch Young Sheldon.
Barstool got preempted for Live Golf?
Barstool got preempted for Live Golf is a sentence that was just uttered and is true. Yes.
And I'm like disappointed.
Is this the emotion that I have? Disappointment?
Things that I never cared about, but now that I do, getting to watch Big T on Barstool.
Or if you're Matt, you watch the Megan making money.
Yeah, big Megan making money guy.
All right, college baseball this weekend. We have super regionals, folks. We'll have our Omaha 8 on Monday. We have 4 super regionals beginning today. The first in less than 2 hours. Get out the pepperoni rolls.
Yes.
On Randy's Hill. Cal Poly in West Virginia will start things off on ESPN2. Then USC in North Carolina. Then Little Rock and Troy. Then Ole Miss and Auburn. Saturday, we'll get the other ones that get mixed in there. Georgia and Mississippi State. Oklahoma and Kansas. Oregon and Texas. And last but not least, game 1 of the Tuscaloosa Super Regional. We'll have Alabama and St. John's starting at 8 o'clock. So we are not only going to, be the boring people. Oh, pick who's going to be up in Omaha. All right, we do that, but we also add confidence points. There always has to be a twist. We have to do things just ever so slightly differently than the rest of the people who are picking their Omaha 8. So with confidence points, who is your most confident team that you think will be advancing to the College World Series?
This is actually pretty tough because there's not like some massive mismatch in here. The closest being is what I think I'm going to go with is my 8, and that would be West Virginia, Cal Poly. West Virginia national seed at home against a 3 seed. I don't know that Cal Poly has sort of the you could go St. John's here, obviously, if you wanted to.
You could.
Not you could go Alabama here if you wanted to.
You could.
Bigger mismatch for 1 versus 4. But what Alabama did, or what St. John's did in that Tallahassee regional would shy me away from that. I'm going West Virginia here, 8 points over Cal Poly.
8 points for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Man,
I've been pretty consistent on them.
They're really good.
Yeah.
They just have a tougher matchup than
they're very good. They're very deep. I think they're going to win a week, basically what amounts to a weekend series against Mississippi State. As much as that pains me, because as I've said over and over, like Mississippi State's kind of fun this year. Obviously, you have the Brian O'Connor factor, which he has gotten himself to a lot of College World Series. But I just think this is finally the team to break through here for Georgia. They have the mix of everything they need. They're heavy on the hitting, some really, really, really good players across their lineup. Some top caliber picks. They got a little attitude to them. They're playing at home. Give me Georgia with 8 confidence points this weekend that they get through Mississippi State.
I got 8 for West Virginia, so I agree with
All
you.
right, I have 7 for West Virginia, so we're not far off.
I am going 7 on Troy here. I'm making a big bet that they win the Trojan sword fight that'll take place in Troy later today.
City of the day, Troy.
So I'm taking Troy to
Wonderful.
the CWS.
Look at that.
My 7 is Kansas. I have high confidence in them that they are going to advance to the CWS. A good old Big 12 clash in Lawrence.
You will not hear
I'm excited for that.
me talk about any of the teams from the regionals that you guys just mentioned for a long time. So West Virginia is my 7. North Carolina is my 6.
I think that's high, but I also think USC is winning that winning that super regional. So,
well, then you definitely think it's.
You can guess
right.
where I'm putting that on the confidence.
Probably 1,
2,
close to 1,
right by 1.
Yeah. I think North Carolina. I just value the consistency, and I understand that baseball is a sport where it could just go sideways for you in a weekend. The power muscle that USC flexed at Texas A&M last weekend was eye-opening. It's something that they haven't really brought to the table much the entire year, and there is something about, I think, the parks that those teams play in that will play to their advantage a little bit. And we know how good the pitching is for USC. But I think North Carolina can match. They probably can't match Edwards just as far as like top to top guys, but DeCaro's, he's been really good for a couple of years now. So I'm going to take North Carolina to get through. I think they're deeper. I think they're better. They are my 6th confident points team.
Kansas is my 6th. I think they handled a better SEC team in Arkansas with relative ease that they will handle Oklahoma in this 3-game set. Potential for 3 games.
Speaking of the SEC, I got Alabama as my number 6. Just you mentioned it's going to be a big mismatch, and I can't see St. John's going down south and winning on the road for another road match.
I would like to see somebody do it. I don't know if anybody in this room will. Pick St. John's, that is. Number 5 for me is Auburn. And I think there's a lot of folks who are choosing the other side in this regional.
There's someone.
I am taking Auburn to get through against Ole Miss. I just think, we saw Ole Miss last weekend, and that, make no mistake about it, even though they kind of, they mogged Nebraska a little bit, and they mogged Arizona State too, to a lesser degree, I suppose. They have some flaws that are tough for me, like a lot of swing and miss in their lineup. Really, really reliant on the power. Auburn's pitching is good, even though it failed them in the beginning of the regional last weekend against Milwaukee. I'm going to take Auburn at home this weekend with 5 confidence points.
Yeah, I am putting my 5 points on Georgia. I think Georgia's really good. I think they're the best team that's left in this field. They just happen to be playing a team that's pretty good in their own right, Mississippi State. And so I'm leaving the door open slightly. Didn't want to give that 8 points, but 5 points for Georgia.
I got 5 on North Carolina. I think they'll take care of business at home against the Trojans of USC.
Okay, so let's stop and sort of evaluate here. We're all pretty confident in.
Everybody had West Virginia. I had them at 8. You had them at 8. You had them at 7.
Yep. So there you go. We're collectively most confident on West Virginia.
I had Georgia at 5. You had it at 8. You haven't said Georgia.
I haven't said it yet.
Interesting. Me and Joey are both confident on North Carolina, and Schaefer thinks the other team is winning.
Yeah,
I'm confident in Kansas beating
We
Oklahoma.
are both confident in Kansas, but I think you have Oklahoma.
Have not heard from Kansas yet in mine.
So I think we both had them 7. Is that right?
I had them at 7. Yeah.
Okay, let's continue.
No, I
on.
had Troy at 7.
Interesting that we have not heard from Texas or Oregon yet.
I think there's a reason for that.
There is a reason.
Number 4 is Texas for me. I wanted to pick Oregon here, and there's certainly a path to it happening, but I just like how Texas has sort of brought this thing together. Like they are really, really solid. Led by Aiden Robbins, a little former Big East flair, and a Seton Hall Pirate in the middle of their lineup. He's really, really good, and they're really, really good as a team. Give me Texas to beat Oregon, to mog Oregon this weekend. And once again, the SEC mogs the Big Ten. They've been mogged.
So much mogging.
The SEC mogs everybody in baseball.
I am taking Auburn as a 4 here over Ole Miss. I agree with you in the sense that I think Auburn, the scent was thrown off with how they got crushed by Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Then they handled their business very capably the rest of the way in that regional. I think there's a reason they're the number 4 team. They're at home. Give me Auburn.
I need to pick an upset, so I'm picking Ole Miss at number 4.
I don't blame you for that.
To beat Auburn.
That's cool.
I think it's possible for that to happen.
Pain and sadness as I announce my number 3, Alabama. It's just hard for me to see St. John's find a way. They are absolutely live. This is why I have Alabama at 3, but I got to pick one or the other, and I'm going with Roll Tide.
I got to pick one or the other. I'm going St. John's.
I figured you would.
3.
Yeah.
Honk.
Good.
Yeah. So
You think America's about to learn about Jader Rafestanger?
I don't know what America is going to learn. I just know that if you look at the people who had great weekends, St. John's did, and it was against a pretty good Florida State team. I think they can do it again.
And
Alabama Stadium is terrible on television. Go St. John.
Absolutely nobody is giving them a crack this weekend. Like from a national perspective.
Do you remember we're sitting here
because nobody has seen them. Nobody has seen them play this year.
Yeah,
nobody's watched them.
But we're sitting here on Monday, and you were going over the odds on those games Monday.
They were dead last.
You would have made so much money had you just taken the underdog in every series the rest of that day.
So let me look.
You would have lost on a few of them, but you would have hit on Troy. You would have hit on St. John's at a high enough clip to cover everything. You'd have hit on West Virginia.
So they are, for game 1, on the odds that they attach here. I don't know who they get their lines from, their money lines from on ESPN.com.
Yeah, they're no longer a casino.
Right, which is good in the grand scheme of things. Alabama is minus 425.
Wow.
I mean,
give me the Storm.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be fun. That would be fun.
The Kansas St. John's game being played on Saturday would be fantastic.
They're one of those teams that is like really, really loud in the dugout too. Like they're very like. I saw D1 Baseball did a really cool thing this week. They did a anonymous coaches break down the super regional teams.
Oh.
I would encourage people to go read it. And what the anonymous coach said about St. John's, I thought was really apt. And basically the idea was they are playing baseball like it's 2003.
Sign me up.
He said, quote, their pitching staff is not super deep. Their Friday guy is a pitchability master. O'Leary will touch 92. Going to try to beat you at the top of the zone. Good little breaking ball. Competitiveness off the charts. Throws 120 pitches like it's nothing. This is 2003 baseball. He's going 8 innings, not a pitch count thing. Got to find a way to get to him. Schaefer, the number 2 guy, is like 2003 baseball again. You get the big guy on Friday. You get the crafty lefty on Saturday. And that's kind of just how their team was sort of designed this year. They got lucky probably with O'Leary. I didn't think they got him out of a JUCO in Pennsylvania. And I don't think they thought he would be their top guy, but like he's a dude. And they play baseball like it's 2003. And they basically have 4 bats in the lineup. And if they get any production from the others, then they're going to be in pretty good shape. I'm still not picking them this weekend.
Did Joey give us 3?
My number 3 is Georgia. I'm just not confident with it being a top 15 SEC matchup. Anybody could win this, but I'll pick Georgia since they're the home team.
Fair enough.
The series.
And my number 2, cover your ears, is Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma's winning in Kansas this weekend. I think that is a operation that just doesn't get phased. Now you look at what the matchups are. They're going to throw like a bunch of freshman arms out there this weekend, and some of the ERAs are a little bit extreme. And so what you're dealing with here is a program who has kind of been here before, and they play a certain way and they play a certain style, but they're really young, against a team who has not been here before, but is really old and acts kind of like they've never been there before. It's fascinating. It's a really fascinating matchup. It'll be a great crowd in Kansas. I'm gonna take Oklahoma. Best 2 out of 3.
That'll be
in
a
that
fun.
series. Yeah,
That'll be a fun.
Gonna be a fun series.
I'm guessing that's a 3-game super regional.
I would think so as well.
So my 2 is USC. Going into Chapel Hill, winning with their pitching staff.
Yep.
And they're playing really good baseball right
Schaefer's
now.
Big Ten maxing.
Big Ten maxing. Will I be done Big Ten maxing?
We're about to
Let's
find out. I
find
think.
out.
Go ahead, tell me.
What do you want your
My number 2 is going to be Troy. Just it's mid-major. Just anybody could win that series.
Yeah,
Even
Troy-
though it's at Troy.
I'll just get ahead of this. Troy's my number 1. Number 1, least amount of confidence points. Troy or Little Rock, they're both fine. I know nothing about them.
I really don't. This is like a total coin flip. I will go with Texas.
Oh, he's not
That's
Big
my
Ten
1
maxing.
point. Yeah.
I got
The
Oregon.
Big Ten got mogged.
I got Oregon at my number 1.
Mogged.
Mogged again by the SEC, but Joey's Big Ten maxing. Well, except for Oklahoma.
I didn't pick USC.
Big
USC.
Ten mediuming.
He's not quite
That's proper way of phrasing it.
There you go. I have 1 road team winning this weekend, which I didn't realize till afterwards, and I'm a little bit ashamed of it.
Yeah, like 2, I think.
You're home maxing.
I am home maxing, except for Kansas. Sorry, guys. All right, we'll take a break. Our dear friend Jake Sorensen's coming up after this on 1620 The Zone.
I'm kind of psychotic. So what else is new? I think you guys both know that my psychology is probably really can't assess how it operates. I don't even know how my brain works at all most days either. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan, guys. We have not won a playoff game in 25 years. I don't believe ever in moral victories because they're a waste of time. My whole life would be a moral victory at that point. You're going to lose. It's the way sports go. It's very hard to go undefeated. I got the Royals going to the World Series this year. I don't care. I will follow this team wherever they go, and I will not complain about where they play at. I don't want them to lose a game, but I kind of want to lose a game for the sake of
Jake
pressure.
Sorensen for losing.
Fridays with Jake Sorensen.
If I see him, I would not shake his hand.
93.7 The Ticket on Happer and Schaefer. 1620 The Zone.
We do morning show, guys. We're always on low sleep. It's the way it is.
And we are joined now on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline by our good friend Jake Sorensen from 93.7 The Ticket in Lincoln. Hi, Jake. Good morning.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Doing well. Friday morning. Headed down to KC here shortly.
You leaving in a few minutes here?
No, I'd say like in the noon, the 1 o'clock time frame. But the hours go by fast. It'll feel like it's momentarily, I'm sure.
So you are if I remember right, you are a pretty aggressive interstate driver. Is this correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just got it confirmed on that.
But hang on. But what do you mean by that?
I just like you go at a more than suggested pace, a higher than suggested speed.
I mean, I think most people do. I don't know. I mean, I guess you driving to Oklahoma one time, getting pulled over below the speed limit, like minimum. Yep. I don't do that ever. No, but
it was freezing. It was freezing rain. It was there was a truck that was jackknifing in front of me.
It wasn't jackknifing. You saw things, and the cop pulled us over because you were going too slow.
This is accurate.
On the interstate. It's a true story.
It is
was
true
this
story.
Also, when you were made fun of by a kid in Oklahoma, or there's two different stories?
Right. Got called a sissy.
Same time, yeah.
Okay, wow.
Well, he passed it. He passed us on the road. We saw him like a day later.
Yeah, the 12-year-old kid passed me on the road during a rainstorm, during a sleet storm, and I'm the idiot. Sure, that makes sense to me. This guy let his 12-year-old drive in an ice storm, and I'm the idiot for going too slow. Wrong, sir.
I like to use the 10% model. So you go 10% over.
Okay.
So if it's 75, like I'm going 82, 83, something like that.
That's not bad.
Like 7.5 over.
Because I was going to predict.
I'm not going 90 in a 75. That's just irresponsible.
That's okay. Good. Because I was going to predict that you were going to pass me on the way on the way down there at some point, but
probably a given. If we're in the same place, on the road, I will likely pass you though.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, we're looking forward to whatever comes out of this weekend. I'm excited.
Jake, I'm curious. We don't get the opportunity to listen to your show because we're obviously doing ours. But sure. Did John Gruden come up at all today?
No, he did not. Did not mention John Gruden today. Why do you ask?
Interesting.
There was a moment today where we were discussing John Gruden, and then we discussed how Sipple kind of has like cadence of John. Like there's some similarity there with Sipple and John Gruden. And then we discussed if Sipple liked John Gruden, and then we decided we would send a text at the same time to him about John Gruden. So it was during your show.
No, he didn't bring it up. I would say I don't mind the comparison. I see a lot of Gruden and Sip, 100%. They're both very popular guys that are just unique in their own way, funny, humorous, just like in their own world, and I guess kind of gravelly at times. So I can see that comparison. Sure. I get that.
It was right before a break when this came up, and then we took a break, and then we immediately went over to your show to see his reaction. And you can see him like
he
lower
his
glasses
reading glasses. And he picks up his phone, and it was like right at the same time. And then we get responses shortly thereafter.
I wish he had told me.
So if he seems at all, I mean, we can't take full responsibility for all the times that Sipple gets distracted, but
sure.
Just to let you know, if he ever seems like he's distracted, it's us texting him at the same time.
It was a bit of an experiment today, and it went how we hoped.
Well, he didn't bring it up. I was hoping he'd at least in a break mention it. He didn't mention it. Maybe he forgot. I mean, it was a weird day, a crazy day. So that happened. But I'll text him about it and see what he said.
Yeah. All right.
Just text him. Do you love John Gruden? Just text him.
Okay. I'll do that once I'm off the show and see what he says.
Here is a Jake tweet at 937 Jake Sorensen from a couple of days ago. What the Royals are doing with Lucas Erceg continuing to be the closer is like me when I'm playing roulette. If it's a run of black, I'm betting red. And if it stays black, I keep losing. Bad. And that is the tweet from Jake Sorensen. Would you like to discuss your roulette patterns and habits?
Well, you guys, I mean, Happer, you were with me back when I was probably my early stages of going to the casinos. I don't go very often because I just have lost so much the last couple of years. It's not fun for me anymore. But as you know, I was into roulette. I wasn't really doing a lot of numbers. I was kind of betting the outside. I'd do black, red, whatever. But I would buck the trend. I say, there's no way if it's 5 straight black, it's going to be black again.
Some people play that way.
Right, but it's not uncommon. But for me, it's bad luck. It's like you don't want me coming to your roulette table if something's hot, or I will ruin it, or try to ruin it. So I get so stubborn. I'm like, there's no way. I will bet 10 straight hands. It's not going to be red. It's not going to be black. And I'll lose almost every time because it'll be somehow the green 0 or 00 or is black again. So because I just cannot let chance be that consistent with the same thing, that many times in a row, I always bet against it. And I happen to be wrong a lot. So that's what it felt like. Lucas Erceg, go back to him. I mean, he has done nothing to justify keeping him in that spot. And Noah Cameron threw a gem. He had 7 innings, 1 hit allowed, the home run, and it's 3-1. And they pulled him at 87 pitches, put in Matt Strom fresh off the DL. Here's an instantaneous home run, but keeps it at 1. And then first batter, of course, Erceg lets a bomb to right field. I'm like, let's just lose the game. You gave up 5 hits. You got no outs against Texas on Saturday. Let's just lose it right here, Lucas, which he didn't, to his credit. But thank you for finding something with Alex Lang. I don't trust him at all. He's got 2 saves in a row, but you can't put Erceg out there ever again.
No, meanwhile they had Daniel Lynch just sitting there, just like, please put me in, and they refused to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that they won last night. Of course, they still got the series against the Reds, but that should have been a sweep. You can't. Like, Happer, you were a pitcher. I mean, you guys both are pitchers. To have an outing like that, like Noah Cameron had, for nothing because your pen blew up again,
it's a waste.
It's just criminal what they're doing to this team.
Definitely criminal.
Oh, yeah. Schaefer
I
definitely
couldn't agree more.
Yeah, Schaefer had some stuff. Yeah, it was not good. The Guardians are still on top of the division. What's up with the White Sox? I don't get the White Sox being good.
Well, they're young and dumb and just playing a bunch of decent baseball, and you got a little.
Don't say what
you got a little worried there. I wasn't going that direction.
Good. Just there's some history.
No, I don't think they're likely to sustain that. I don't think they're going to be a playoff team, but there's more talent in Chicago than probably was expected, given they lost 300 baseball games over the last, 3 seasons combined.
Yeah, bad.
So where do you go in the sports world now that we're all done with Nebraska stuff and we're still, a couple months out from Nebraska football? Baseball is making you sad and angry at every turn. Are you just down to golf and the tennis majors, or what are your focus on here? Because you're not an NBA guy, really. I doubt you are watching the Stanley Cup. What are you watching? What are you paying attention to in the sports world?
Well, I'll be very honest. This is a very bad look as someone that like you guys does a sports radio show. I didn't watch game 1 of the NBA Finals. I've caught maybe a minute or 2 of the NHL Finals through 2 games.
Should we send Jake hockey alerts now?
Watch the highlights. I like hockey. I respect the Stanley Cup Finals. I've been out of the NBA Finals for years. It just does nothing for me. I'm a Heat fan. They suck, and I just don't watch a lot of NBA in general. But it's a different story. Hockey's great. Great win by the Hurricanes last night, coming back. But what do I watch? I'll tell you this, Schaefer. I love playing tennis. I have played tennis since I was in high school. I hate watching tennis. I do not do it. I hate it. You will never, ever, ever catch me watching a tennis tournament. Won't do it. Like the benefit here's the thing: the benefit of like golf, which people say it's a slow sport. Well, guess what? They pan to all these different golfers. You get to see the whole golf course. It's constantly moving to see a drive, a putt, an approach, an interview. Tennis is the same two people for hours. I love the sport and I play it, but
isn't that the compelling part?
Ever been intrigued to sit and watch the same thing for 4 hours of two people? I can't do it. Won't do it. So that's not the answer there. But I will watch the U.S. Open, of course, on Father's Day weekend.
Okay.
So no sports until you. So
definitely not watching tennis.
Well, and you're busy this weekend.
I know. I hate it. Well, I hate watching tennis. Like people always said, "What do you mean you play?" I do. I don't like watching it. I won't watch others play tennis. In Lincoln, I want to do my own thing. Maybe it's selfish. Maybe it's I don't know. Me. Who cares? I'm not watching tennis. You won't see me watching it. But
so adamant.
I will watch some of the supers this weekend if I can. We're pretty busy with the wedding stuff, but I will track the supers. It's very interesting. Some fun stories. Little Rock or Troy will be in Omaha. How about that?
That'll be weird. It'll be very, very odd. That's for sure.
Yeah.
As a tennis guy, what are your opinions on pickleball and people who play pickleball?
Yeah, good question. I was very stubborn on that for a long time. Opposed. I actually never played pickleball until at some point like last year, and then I didn't play it again until this past April. I think I played it 3 times total. It's fun. I'm still a tennis guy, and I still defend tennis. I think it's a lazy man tennis. But
I've seen a lot more haters of pickleball lately. I've seen the pickleball haters come out of the woodwork.
The peak of the hating of pickleball, and then
I think we had reached
begrudgingly accepted that it's around.
I think we had reached the peak of pickleball, and then there's always the comeback of hating pickleball, and then it flats out after that. Probably.
No, I do not hate pickleball. I'm not. I would much rather play tennis because it gives you a chance to actually have fun serves and bigger forehands than pickleball. But there is benefits. A quick moving game. You could have some fun rallies. But I would definitely always choose tennis over pickleball. Always.
So,
but not watching it though.
Nobody's watching pickleball.
No,
they're trying, but nobody's watching. So on Saturday, I was with you, and there was talk of a potential Battle of the Sexes Part 2. Has there been any headway made on this for a renowned tennis match between you and?
Yeah, for those who don't, Lanny's fiance is getting married tomorrow. Carolyn is apparently a great tennis player. I didn't really know that. I think he had mentioned that to me before. I didn't know she was like that good. And so we got to make that happen. I know that her birthday every year they have like a I'm trying to think with a field day out in Colorado. They have all sorts of events. So if I ever get out there at some point, I'll have to make sure that the tennis match is one of the things that happens because I'd like to see how good she is. I'm never going to shy away from a match. I'll probably lose most times. I'm very average at best. And they put me in the wrong league here in Lincoln, so I just get murdered every week. But I still try, and I want to see if I can beat her.
Do you have any moral victories?
I will not go easy on her. No, I wouldn't. Wins are. They put me in this league. I hadn't played for 2.5 years. I'll get back into tennis. I tell the guy, listen, don't put me in the A League. I haven't played. I sucked in it to begin with, and I haven't played. So I sign up, and he puts me in the A League.
Why did you tell him that to begin with? Can't you select the league you want to be in?
No, he puts you because they have like A through F. There's actually quite a few tennis players, but there's not enough guys that I guess are considered good enough to be in the A, which I am not good enough to be in the A.
But would you be too good for the B? Would you be too good for the B League?
I was looking back at my record a couple years ago. I was like, 8-2. So I was good, but I wasn't dominant. I had a lot of close victories. I definitely belonged there. So they punished me for being just good enough to have a good record by saying, all right, to the A League you go to go 1-9 again this year. Have fun and
you got promoted.
Be miserable.
What you're saying is Lincoln tennis needs relegation.
Well, yeah.
Yes, I want to be back in the B. Relegate me, please. Send me back. Send me back to the B. I don't need to be in the A League.
The pond is too big. What's going on?
Can't somebody else move up? I need to move down. This is not fun anymore.
Well, Jake, I look forward to any and all of the festivities this weekend. Mike Schaefer is looking forward to the reports back.
Yeah, I would love to hear stories. I'm sure there will be.
Yeah, one last thing on a minor note on that. This is, I guess, Lanny required me to bring a traffic cone to the wedding, so I am going. I had an alert come on my phone as you guys were talking to me to find the traffic cone. So we will have a traffic cone at the wedding tomorrow night.
I told Schaefer that earlier, and he was dismayed. He was very confused as to what was going on. I had to explain to him that we would sing songs into a traffic
that sounded
cone.
great. After I learned that, are you just going to look outside your house since you are in Lincoln and there's undoubtedly a traffic cone at your nearest street?
No, I told him in the chat that we had a listener a few months ago provide me and Tip and Bill all traffic cones ourselves. We could save spots for people in the street sometimes when they need to come by in the morning. So
definitely legal.
I have a traffic cone that belongs to me.
Very cool and very legal, as always.
Yeah, very legal. I've never used it, to be fair. It just kind of sits in the office. So now it has a purpose. This week, I will also bring down the Oklahoma State paddle, which we stole 11 years ago from Stillwater via Corinne, our intern at that time.
Indeed. All right, Jake. We'll see you later on. Thanks for joining the show as always. See you later.
See you guys.
Jake Sorensen from 93.7 The Ticket in Lincoln. And great comment is up on the screen. Does Jake have the attention span of a goldfish? Yes, indeed. I think he would maybe admit that to you. I would tell it to him. I would tell him to his face.
That Oklahoma State paddle, I cannot tell you how many times, either during Song of the Day or for some reason, he would bust that thing out and then just start pretending like he's playing guitar on it.
Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah. I don't know. That's been a tradition for a long time.
Fixture of whenever I did shows with him or was a guest on shows or whatever.
That's weirdly been a tradition for a very, very long time.
That's funny.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll come back, round things out, get you set up for the weekend when we return on 1620 The Zone. All right, sending you off into the weekend on a Friday. What do we talk about? We talk about my wonder of America's view on Texas Tech, society's stand on Texas Tech. I bring this up because there were some people that were dancing all over the grave of Texas Tech softball last night. I mean, they are a part of this too. They have a $1 million+ softball player named Niger Kennedy on their roster, and they have a NIL, a star-studded type of roster, not unlike the team who they lost to in the finals last night in Texas. But I can't help but think a lot of this, making fun of, like, Texas Tech has sort of made themselves a little bit of a target here because of what they have, what their approach has decided to be in football. I don't mind that. We talked about this a lot with Max yesterday. I don't mind that they're doing business the way they're doing business, simply because they have an opportunity in front of them that nobody else has. Like, they can kind of jump levels here with what they're doing. I guess I thought they would be a little more quiet about it. And I don't think that their softball team should suffer the wrath of college football fans simply because of what Cody Campbell is saying about scheduling and crap like that.
Yeah. I don't live in a world where Texas is somehow considered the peer entity in this entire thing.
Yeah.
Because people want to be mad about Texas Tech because they spend money like all these other programs spend money, but their money came from oil money, and they essentially have an owner, which is what's weird about it, I suppose, more than anything else. The comparison I'm going to make, though, is Texas Tech is essentially Al Chervik joining the Bushwood Country Club. They're Rodney Dangerfield in Caddyshack, and the old money is rustled a little bit. They're loud, they're brash, they're obnoxious, but their money works just like everyone else's money.
But
does.
Do they have a point? Does the country club have a point? I mean,
well, sure. Like there's like, always that.
I wouldn't want to let Rodney Dangerfield into my club. He was too loud. He would wear all the different. You can't trust him to do the right things.
It's just they're a different flavor or different profile than what some of these other ones are, and that rubs people the wrong way.
But I don't know that they ever set out to be this sort of crusading.
I don't
villain,
think that they're crusading. I think they're basically just like, hey, we got money too. And for some reason, people get mad when they spend their money.
No,
I think it's 100%.
I don't think it's that simple. I think
they signed this pitcher for a lot of money, and people were upset about that.
Yeah, less of the softball stuff. I think
they signed the players from North Dakota State and from their defensive line, and it's like, well, they're only able to do this because they have money. Well, yeah, that's how it works.
See, I don't care about that part. I just think their brashness, their recent brashness about a variety of different topics has sort of poisoned it for me a little bit. I think last year they were sort of a admirable, good-hearted figure. Oh, this is cool. They're what do they call them all in the tech world, the disruptors or whatever it is. Oh, they're a disruptor.
They're definitely disruptors.
And disruptors are good. But now this doesn't seem, I don't know, like they say in Step Brothers after the long fart. Now it seems kind of messed up, It kind of does that. I don't need to be subject to this Cody Campbell guy all the time. He's talking like he owns everything. He's talking like he's been there, done that before.
He does. He owns a lot of what they're doing. Also, he's the one paying.
Is Joey McGuire? I feel like has fallen into this too. A previously well thought of thing. I'm not sure about. I don't know. So
if you remove the Brendan Sorsby piece, are they as bothersome to you?
Maybe not.
I think that's
the Brendan Sorsby piece is definitely bothering.
And the way they've handled that is difficult. I understand they're just trying to claw back anything they can out of money that might already be out the door.
I'm not yet anti Texas Tech, but I will join along with people in being reveling in their losses.
I have absolutely no problem of Joey McGuire or Cody Campbell sniping back at Steve Sarkisian, who says a lot of dumb stuff.
Yeah.
I have no issue with that at all.
Yeah.
And I just find it somewhat funny that there's people that pearl clutch about Texas Tech's involvement in this when they have no problem with the other programs that spend a bunch of money. Like, it's just, they're just different because they're not a traditional power.
Now, to be fair, I mean, like, yes, they spend a lot of money. I also laugh when they lose. I also laugh at Texas when they lose.
When anybody comes up short,
right.
It's especially when you're a program that never comes up big.
So they have put themselves in that category.
Yeah.
And so now I think it's funny when they lose.
Though. Like Max said, I don't think they have any problem with this.
Oh, they're definitely reveling in a little bit.
So.
And that's another part of like, ooh, they know it too.
You don't like the reveling.
No, I don't like the reveling. All right, that'll do it for us today. Thanks for joining us this week. Appreciate you. If you missed anything, 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. We have Michael Severe on the crossover coming up next.